Welcome to the fantasy audiobook. Start Hashirama template. Kaido, you are too dangerous. Chapter 31. Time turns to February, and we come to February 15th of Sea Circle calendar 1520. Unconsciously, Lin Kay and Nami have known each other for more than a month. Over the past month, Lin Kay's life has undergone tremendous changes. At the beginning of the year, he was still a solo traveler. But now, he is surrounded by 4 beautiful women. 3 young and lively beautiful girls and 1 mature royal sister. What's more important is that Lin Kay doesn't have to look at it but not eat it like last month. After the underwater kiss, the relationship between Lin Kay and Vivi once again broke through to a new stage. Lin Kay, who finally gave her first kiss, was as addicted as taking drugs. Whenever he finds a chance to be alone, he will hold Vivi to cultivate affection and see who can hold his breath longer. Vivi, who also gave her first kiss and started on the same page as Lin Kay, also showed no sign of weakness and fought fiercely with Lin Kay every time. But every time, Vivi lost to Lin Kay. Because Lin Kay always cheated, he launched a raid on Vivi's treasure land not long after it started, causing Vivi to be unable to go all out. The two people's sneakiness and some intimate behaviors brought about by the change of relationship also attracted the attention of Karina's 3 daughters. Soon, the 3 women discovered the adultery between the two. But none of them broke it. But after getting along with each other, Robin found that Nami no longer liked fighting with Karina, but liked to get closer to Lin Kay. Karina didn't know if she had reached some kind of deal with Nami, or if she had her own little agenda. She actually joined in and was responsible for holding Vivi back. The Invisible Palace fight made Robin discover for the first time that there was something more beautiful than books. Neither Lin Kay nor Vivi knew the little thoughts of the 2 women. Lin Kay was very happy when he saw Nami and Karina becoming enthusiastic and often taking him and Vivi to play games. This means that his relationship with the 2 women has improved again. The same goes for Vivi. She has few friends, but she cherishes her friendship with Karina and Nami. After sailing on the sea for about half a month, Lin Kay and his group finally arrived at the next island. This island is a world-famous shipbuilding holy land, the capital of the 7 waters. Yes, after Lin Kay and his gang left Alabasta, they used the Eternal Pointer to head straight to the capital of 7 waters. During this period, Lin Kay and his group went to other islands for supplies, but they were not Gaia Island and Long Island. The Gaia Island in the original book is not a must-stop on the Whiskey Peak route, but the Sky Island in the sky. On the way to the 7 waters capital, Nami also discovered changes in the recording pointer and also thought that the pointer was malfunctioning. Lin Kay didn't tell them that there really were islands in the sky. Lin Kay also has no idea of going to Sky Island for the time being. First, he does not yet have the strength to take the 4 Karina girls to heaven. The sky-high sea currents will only appear in the second half of the year, and there is still about half a year. The second is to go to Sky Island now. Lin Kay cannot protect the 4 girls Karina. Because he can't beat Enel now. Even if he could beat Enel, he still wouldn't be able to keep him. Thunderfruit is known as the strongest Logia, and is one of the invincible abilities among the 3 series of devil fruits. Just the perception that enveloped the 2 islands and the teleportation that ignored all obstacles put Lin Kay in absolute passivity. Before Karina's 3 daughters became his right-hand assistants, Lin Kay didn't want to fight this uncertain battle. Of course, although Lin Kay did not take Karina and the 4 girls to Gaia Island, he secretly separated a wood clone and went to Gaia Island. There is a small town on Gaia Island called Mogu Town. This town is a very famous pirate town in the route where Gaia Island is located. There are a large number of weak pirates who have lost their dreams here. The strongest one is Bellamy, who ate the Paramesha spring fruit and has a bounty of 55 million belly. He is one of Doflamingo's countless younger brothers. Lin Kay asked Wood Clone to come over and deal with Bellamy, and by the way, he bloodbathed the town of Demon Valley and hunted wildly. However, a place where the weak gather is ultimately a place where the weak gather. After the bloodbath in Demon Valley town, Lin Kay only gained 0.55% experience. Apart from Bellamy, only 1 pirate provided him with experience, which was a waste of time. Then Wood Clone looted the treasure Bellamy would pay tribute to Doflamingo and brought it back to the main body. As for Bellamy and those pirate heads with bounties, Lin Kay didn't want them at all. Not counting the bank deposits, Lin Kay and his group, who already had billions of Baileys on the ship, no longer looked down upon the small money. Lin Kay did not take even the heads of the senior agents of Baroque Works, but left them with Cobra in exchange for money. In addition, Lin Kay and his group also encountered several unlucky pirate groups during their voyage during this period. Lin Kay naturally destroyed them all without mercy. Perhaps due to good luck, Lin Kay got 0.47% experience from them, and the experience stock finally exceeded 10%. At the same time, Lin Kay's conjecture also has an answer. Although the system has no name and cannot speak, it leaves no loopholes. After the experience stock exceeded 10%, the difficulty for Lin Kay to obtain experience increased again. In other words, there is no loophole in the experience bar. Its existence is just an alternative toolbar. Lin Kay does not have chakra at critical moments. He can use the experience in the experience bar to add points to obtain huge mental and physical energy, and quickly restore and increase the amount of chakra. As for Lin Kay's fantasy, the loophole of frantically hunting weaklings to gain experience and then unlocking Senju Hashirama's template to 100% at once does not exist. Lin Kay has no regrets about this, because he had expected it. If there is such a loophole, then he only needs to wait a few more months and he will be invincible to the sea immediately. As long as he waits until the Summit War breaks out, he sneaks into Impel Down and bloodbaths the pirates from the 1st to the 5th underground floors, and he can gain a lot of experience. Of course, even without this loophole, Lin Kay is confident that after the plan is completed, he and Karina and the girls will enter the new world, just like the Blackbeard pirates who obtained Paramesha shock fruit, and directly dominate the sea. After realizing that there were no loopholes to exploit, Lin Kay directly added all his experience to the template. In an instant, Senju Hashirama's template progress jumped from 20% to 30%. After 10 consecutive feedbacks, Lin Kay's body surged with amazing mental and physical energy, and after merging the two, he formed his own chakra. Lin Kay's already vast chakra power instantly became 1/3 stronger than before. The skyrocketing amount of chakra immediately caused a chain reaction. First of all, Lin Kay's immortal body has grown astonishingly. After all, physical energy and mental energy are generated from 130 trillion cells. Such amazing physical and mental energy suddenly appeared in Lin Kay's body, which was equivalent to the stimulation of the body's potential. The system's enlightenment is equivalent to how the Great Elder of Namek in Dragon Ball develops people's potential, allowing Lin Kay's immortal body to take a shortcut. The becoming stronger of the immortal's body also means that the power of Yang escape becomes stronger. The strengthening of the power of Yang escape represents the strengthening of wood style. It seems that the MP is only increased by 1/3, but in fact, the power of Lin Kay's wood style and the absorption ability of wood style have been greatly improved. In addition to the skyrocketing amount of chakra, Lin Kay also obtained a large number of ninjutsu and unlocked a wood style ultimate move. Now Lin Kay feels that he is ridiculously strong. Host: Lin Kay. Inheritance template: Senju Hashirama. Unlocking progress: 30% plus. Experience: 0.94%. Is this the legendary shipbuilding Holy Land? What a beautiful island. Looking at the fountain-like Seven Waters city, Nami and Vivi, who came here for the first time, both expressed wonder. Robin and Karina are also here for the first time. However, the two girls who like to read seem to know something about the City of Seven Waters, and their reaction is not as big as that of Nami and Vivi. Lin Kay made a seal with one hand, wood-style wood clone technique. The branches extended from behind, quickly forming a wood clone that looked exactly like Lin Kay. As soon as wood clone came out, he turned around and walked towards the cabin. Seeing this, Nami couldn't help but ask, "Lin Kay, do you want wood clone to guard crocodile?" Lin Kay nodded and said with a smile, "My perception technique, I found many strong people on this island. To avoid accidents, it is better to be cautious." Lin Kay's words are both true and false, but what he fears is not Rob Lucci, but Bluno, the first person to be eliminated from the second year in the original work. Bluno, a user with the Gate Fruit ability, has the ability to walk in different spaces, and can be called the Uchiha Obito of the pirate world. Moreover, he can not only see the outside world in a different space, but also hear the outside world's voices, which makes him unrivaled in gathering intelligence. Khalifa's powerful intelligence ability comes from Bluno, the only one who did not join Carrera Company but opened a tavern outside. This means that Bluno often enters different spaces to collect information about the Seven Waters capital. This is what Lin can guard against. So he specially brought out a wood clone and asked the wood clone to use transformation technique to guard Crocodile. Although the door fruit is powerful, you need to open the door when entering or leaving a different space, and the forward swing is very large. If Bluno happens to come here and happens to find Crocodile and wants to take Crocodile away, Lin Kay guarantees that he will lie down as soon as he comes out. Speaking of which, Lin Kay, why do you want to keep Crocodile? What do you want to use him for? Karina asked curiously. None of them knew Lin Kay's plan, so they were curious about why Lin Kay didn't kill Crocodile and didn't hand him over to Marine. In response, Lin Kay just smiled meaningfully and said, "You will know when the time comes, and your jaws will definitely be shocked." Here we go again, Lin Kay, you always like to whet your appetite. The three Karina girls immediately rolled their eyes at Lin Kay. But it can also be seen from their actions that the relationship with Lin Kay has really improved a lot during this period. Before the Alabasta incident, the attentive three women would not ask more questions or roll their eyes if they found out that Lin Kay didn't want to talk. But now, they will complain. Only Robin, who overheard the conversation between Lin Kay and Cobra and knew part of Lin Kay's plan, was thoughtful. Looking at the three lovely girls, Lin Kay raised the corner of his mouth slightly and said, "I won't tell you now, but it's actually for your own good." All right. Knowing that Lin Kay would not joke casually, the three Karina girls could only nod helplessly. While chatting, the sailboat has arrived at the capital of Seven Waters. After sailing into the port and parking the sailboat, Lin Kay and his group first bought a local map at a stall, then rented 2 local specialty cowfish blue, and went directly to the center of the Seven Waters capital street. During this period, Lin Kay did not ask Robin to wear a veil to hide his face. The reason why CP9 in the original work was able to recognize and find Robin was because he received Aokiji's instruction. Aokiji first said hello to the Straw Hat Pirates on an uninhabited island, and then went to Enies Lobby to hand over Buster Call's phone bug to Spandam, who informed him that Nico Robin would go to the Seven Waters capital. Got CP9. This is the reason why Bluno came to find Robin not long after she landed on the beach. Lin Kay doesn't know whether Aokiji knows that Robin is at Baroque Works. But to avoid being approached by the Marine Admiral, Lin Kay decided not to take the usual route, avoiding other must-pass islands, and directly use the Eternal Pointer to reach the capital of the Seven Waters. Therefore, Robin is very safe on this island and does not need to make any disguise at all. After opening a suite in the most luxurious hotel on Center Street, Lin Kay was immediately dragged by Karina and the three girls to go shopping and start shopping. After sailing at sea for half a month, Karina and Nami's shopping desire has long been very uncomfortable. Especially Nami. More than a month ago, she was just a poor person and didn't dare to spend money randomly. Now able to control billions of belly, including hundreds of millions in pocket money, Nami just wants to spend like crazy. However, the madness of the two women only lasted for a moment. Because after they have money, they find that they lack nothing. So, the two women started shopping for Lin Kay. Especially in terms of clothing, Lin Kay has been wearing the same black robe from 10,000 years. Although he is very handsome, it is too monotonous. Karina and Nami began to customize robes of various colors for Lin Kay, as well as other styles of clothing for all seasons. Vivi also joined in. While the three girls were discussing, Nami even took away the designer's drawing board and drew out the inspiration. It wasn't until evening that Lin Kay and his gang returned to the hotel suite carrying large and small bags. After eating and taking a shower, Karina and the other girls took Lin Kay out to visit the night market. The city of Seven Waters at night is even more lively than during the day. The streets were filled with people wearing masks. The girls of Karina, who followed the Romans, also put on masks for themselves and Lin Kay. When passing through a dark alley, none of the four Karina girls noticed that Lin Kay secretly made a seal on the palm of his hand hidden in his sleeve. A branch appeared on the ground in the alley, and then quickly turned into a wood clone. As soon as wood clone appeared, he quickly formed seals with his hands, and his figure and appearance immediately changed into that of a middle-aged man. Even the clothes have changed. Immediately, Wood Clone disappeared. When Wood Clone appeared again, he had already arrived in front of a tavern. When Wood Clone walked into the tavern, the first thing he saw was the burly Bluno, who was bartending drinks and had his hair styled into 2 horns. The palm hidden in the sleeve quietly formed a seal, and Wood Clone suddenly shouted, "Boss Bluno." Hearing his name, Bluno subconsciously looked towards Wood Clone. As soon as Bluno looked at Wood Clone, he realized that the world suddenly became extremely dark. The light was taken away in an instant. This trick is exactly illusion darkness technique. Boom. At the same time, everyone in the tavern also heard a loud sound of the wall shattering. The middle-aged man who just came in suddenly disappeared out of thin air, then appeared behind the bar and slapped the tavern owner on the body. The powerful palm force knocked the tavern owner away, knocked down the wall behind him, and raised a large amount of dust mist. When the dust mist dissipated and the extremely curious people approached, they found that the tavern owner and the middle-aged man had disappeared. When Rob Lucci and others know the news and launch an investigation, they will only know that a middle-aged man kidnapped Bluno. Lin Kay, who was visiting the night market with the 4 Karina girls, soon received the real-time information transmitted by Wood Clone, and the corners of his mouth under the mask couldn't help but raise slightly. Lin Kay came to the capital of 7 Waters, actually just wanting to store magnetism and then go to the next destination. He has no intention of taking action against Lucci and the others. After all, there are no loopholes in the system, and it will be increasingly difficult to gain experience in the future, so Lin Kay wants to raise pigs. Lucci and the others have not fully realized their potential, and they will become even stronger in 2 years. Harvesting them at that time will maximize experience. Except Bluno. No matter which world it is, the abilities of time and space are the top and most disgusting abilities. When this ability appears in one's own people, it will be extremely reliable. But if it's on the enemy's body, I'm afraid even sleeping will feel uneasy. Lin Kay knew how powerful the Menman fruit was, so he was so eager to eliminate this threat, even though Bluno was not as capable as he thought. Now that this threat is gone, Lin Kay can rest assured to accompany Karina and the girls and enjoy this water city. Not only did they travel around the entire capital of 7 Waters on Blue, they also went to experience the sea train and went to several islands near the capital of 7 Waters. It was the first time for Karina and the girls to ride the sea train, and they were all amazed. Perhaps 800 years ago, the sea was very technologically advanced. But today's sea, except for some high-tech islands, is very backward. This can be seen from the sailing era. The sea train is simply an epic-making invention. With this work alone, Master Tom is enough to go down in history and is truly the world's #1 shipbuilder. In this way, Lin Kay and his gang spent a week playing in the capital of 7 Waters. When the record pointer was full of magnetism, they left the capital of 7 Waters with unfinished business. During this time, Lin Kay's perception technique also discovered that several people with extremely strong physical energy were secretly investigating the powerful people on the island. Even Lin Kay was monitored by them for 2 days. These people are Lucci and the others. Obviously, they already knew that Bluno had been captured, and began to investigate whether the middle-aged man was a lone traveler or a member of a certain force. Lin Kay was also suspicious at first, but after seeing that there were only women around him, Lucci and others quickly eliminated his suspicion. Before Lin Kay's ability was completely exposed, they obviously did not expect that Logia Sensen Fruit would have the ability to have wood clone and wood transformation. So, they eliminated the correct answer themselves. Lin Kay, why is there a small tree in the cell? On the second day after leaving the capital of 7 Waters, Karina seemed to have discovered something and ran out of the cabin quickly. Looking at Lin Kay, who was playing mahjong with the 3 Nami girls, Sanlian asked, "Is it sealed there? Who is the guy in the tree? Is he the thief caught by Wood Clone?" Lin Kay nodded and said something that made Robin's face change in shock. That guy is a Parameshador fruit user and an agent of CP9. Agent. Nami and the others' beautiful eyes suddenly widened, while Robin's delicate body trembled slightly uncontrollably. This is a stress reaction. After all, Aokiji and CP9 have left too great a shadow on Robin. Just like Nami in the original novel believes that the dragon pirates are invincible, Aokiji and CP9 are even more terrifying existences than Crocodile in Robin's eyes. Karina noticed Robin's reaction immediately. When she saw this quiet and elegant big sister who was extremely calm no matter what she encountered, she suddenly had a look of fear on her face. She couldn't help but ask worriedly, "Sister Robin, are you okay?" Quote, "Sister Robin, what's wrong with you? Are you feeling unwell?" Nami and Vivi also asked with concern. Lin Kay patted the back of Robin's hand, smiled and reassured, "Don't worry, that guy is not here for you, but an informant responsible for collecting intelligence for some undercover agents in the capital of Seven Waters. His abilities were a problem, so I had Wood Clone secretly capture him. Besides, even if he really comes for you, you don't have to be afraid." Having said this, Lin Kay Haki said admirably, "Not to mention a CP agent, not even the Marine Admiral can capture my companions." "Wow, Lin Kay, you are so handsome." Karina and the girls immediately transformed into little fans, looking at Lin Kay with their beautiful eyes sparkling. Vivi's eyes were full of soft light, and if it wasn't for the wrong occasion, she would have wanted to kiss him. Among the four girls, only Vivi and Nami were, heroically saved, by Lin Kay. It is precisely because of this that the two women have the most special feelings for Lin Kay. After getting to know Lin Kay as a person, they knew the value of Lin Kay's words. Robin's heart was also shocked. Lin Kay's words were just like the conditions that were misunderstood by Vivi, like a straight ball that hit Sister Yu's heart. At this moment, Saul's words suddenly echoed in Robin's mind. The heart that had been closed for many years began to loosen. Even Robin didn't notice that the trembling of his body's stress response had disappeared at some point, and the color returned to his pale face. She once again showed a smile that was no longer a mask, but a smile from the heart. She nodded and said, "I know, Lin Kay." There was no gratitude, and no tears of emotion. But the three Karina girls felt that something had changed in Robin. Still the same sentence. If Lin Kay's system has a favorability function, he will definitely find that the favorability +1+1+1 symbol is popping up on Robin's head. Just like Boa Hancock, Robin may seem difficult to get close to, but she is actually one of the easiest female characters to conquer. Robin, who has not gone dark in 20 years, just longs to find companions willing to protect him. When this kind of companion really appears, its status in Robin's heart will immediately surpass the historical text. Lin Kay had easily gained Robin's trust and favor through the conversation with Cobra. Now Haki's words made Robin even more dependent on him. When Lin Kay really does what he says and is willing to stand in front of Robin to help her withstand all the storms, then the royal sister's heart will immediately change into his shape. By then, Robin, like Hancock, will be willing to fight the world for it, or even die for it. After leaving the capital of Seven Waters, Lin Kay and his group began a long sea voyage again. Long sea voyages are boring. Especially when you are alone in a boat, you will feel lonely and abandoned by the world. Just like this, when Lin Kay was a solo traveler, he didn't like to build a big boat. Instead, he made a whole small boat drifting in the wind. After having 4 daughters, Karina, Lin Kay has never been bored again. The same is true for Karina and her girls. Lin Kay's ability makes them have no shortage of entertainment at all. When they are bored, they either form a team to play volleyball, play mahjong or stud with Lin Kay, or compete in swimming competitions together. At the most outrageous time, Lin Kay even made a maze and 5 people played hide and seek in it. After they get tired of playing, they will go their separate ways. Robin and Karina like to read, Nami likes to draw, and Vivi likes to cook. Rather than saying that he likes to cook, it is better to say that he likes to see Lin Kay's expression of enjoyment when he eats delicious food. Vivi feels very satisfied whenever Lin Kay praises her. At the same time, Lin Kay's intimacy with her became deeper and deeper, and also became more and more excessive. Ahem. On this day, the 3 Karina girls were still busy with their own affairs. In the kitchen, a coughing sound suddenly sounded. Then Vivi's helpless and doting voice followed closely, "Are you satisfied? Go out quickly, otherwise if Karina and Nami come in later and see them, I won't be able to see them." "Thank you for your hard work, Vivi." Mwah. After pecking Vivi's little face hard, Lin Kay came out of the kitchen satisfied. Taking out a green coconut from the refrigerator, Lin Kay transformed into a sage and went out to enjoy the sea breeze and appreciate nature. However, as soon as he stepped out of the cabin, Lin Kay saw the sky and the earth changing color. I saw that the sunny sky with the sun in the sky and no clouds suddenly turned from day to night. This sudden change in climate is not uncommon in the Grand Line. It's just different from the ordinary sunny days turning to cloudy days. The dark clouds this time are not rain clouds, but thick fog. Almost as soon as the night fell, thick fog also appeared around the sailboat. If you look down from a god's perspective, you will find that the sailboat of Lin Kay and his group did not encounter a sudden change in the climate, but entered a surprisingly large area of dense fog. What's going on? Why did the sky get dark all of a sudden? Is it going to rain? There's no reason. I kept the windows open and the sea breeze didn't change. It should still be sunny. Karina and the girls seemed to have noticed the change in the sky, and they all came out of the painting room and study room in the cabin. Even Vivi trotted out wearing an apron. Before Lin Kay could speak, Robin seemed to have remembered something and said with a smile, "It's not the weather, it's that we entered the Devil's Triangle." The Devil's Triangle. Karina and Nami were stunned for a moment, then the former's eyes flashed and he suddenly said, "So that's it, that sea area is indeed the only place this route must pass." Nami shuddered and said, "The Devil's Triangle, this name doesn't sound like a good place." Karina nodded in agreement and said with a wicked smile, "Yes, it is said that hundreds of sailboats disappear here every year. It is a famous ghost ship area. You may even see ghosts and living skeletons." Hearing this, Nami's face turned pale instantly. Lin Kay almost couldn't help but give a thumbs up, and Karina really got it right. "Okay, stop scaring Nami." Lin Kay smiled and reassured. Those missing sailboats were actually robbed. This is the territory of a legal pirate. Legal pirate. Karina and the other girls were slightly startled. They should not be too familiar with these words. Karina quickly asked, "Lin Kay, which 7 warlords of the sea's territory is this?" Lin Kay didn't lie. "It's Shadow Mage, Gecko Moria." Quote. It turned out to be him. Karina pinched her chin and said, "If I remember correctly, these 7 warlords of the sea, like Crocodile, are among the earliest Shichibukai." Robin nodded and gave more information. He was one of the new stars at the beginning of the Great Pirate Era, and one of the most dazzling newcomers. Many years ago, he was a great pirate with a bounty of 320 million belly. Quote. Hiss. Karina and Nami suddenly took a breath of air, and the latter trembled. 320 million, wouldn't he be more powerful than Crocodile? Don't use bounty to measure a person's strength. Lin Kay smiled dismissively and said, "Crocodile's strength is not weak, he was just unlucky to meet me. As for Gecko Moria, he may have been strong before, but now he is the weakest among the 7 warlords of the sea." Looking at Lin Kay, who didn't take Shichibukai seriously at all, the fear on Nami's face disappeared instantly. Then, with a tacit understanding, the 4 Karina girls all thought of the scene of natural disasters, and their hearts were suddenly filled with a sense of security. Although the enemy is very strong and has a huge background, they don't need to be afraid because they have Lin Kay. Immediately, Karina seemed to have remembered something and asked suddenly, "Lin Kay, you know so much about this place in Gecko Moria, and you use the eternal pointer to go to the capital of 7 waters just to come here, right?" Lin Kay couldn't help but give a thumbs up and sincerely praised, "As expected of you, Karina." Just like Karina said, Lin Kay deliberately used the eternal pointer to go to the 7 waters capital. In addition to avoiding Aokiji who might block the way on a certain island, the main reason was to reach the Devil's Triangle quickly. The Devil's Triangle, as well as Gecko Moria, are all important parts of Lin Kay's plan. Seeing Lin Kay being so confident in his strength, the Karina girls no longer have any fear or awe of the famous Devil's Triangle and the 7 warlords of the sea stationed here. Nami, who was at the helm, even started looking for traces of the thriller bark. Through Lin Kay's tips, Nami quickly found the world's largest pirate ship, the thriller bark. Lin Kay, who possesses the perception technique, has just entered the Devil's Triangle and has already found the location of the thriller bark. Unlike observation Haki, it can sharpen the 5 senses, detect the breath and emotional changes of surrounding creatures, and predict the enemy's next move. Perception technique has only one ability, and that is to sense the location of the enemy's chakra. In the world of pirates, you can only feel the strength of your body's energy. Lin Kay has not encountered a strong Haki person yet. Maybe he can sense the technique and the enemy's Haki strength. The range of perception technique in terms of perception is amazing. The original Senju Tobarama's sensing technique can even perceive the final battlefield of the Fourth Ninja War from Konoha. By touching the ground with your finger, you can sense the life strength and chakra strength of an enemy thousands of miles away, which is quite outrageous. After Senju Hashirama's template was unlocked to 30%, Lin Kay's perception of technique also received an astonishing improvement. As long as the body's energy is outstanding, Lin Kay can accurately locate it even if the distance is very far. Although Gecko Moria is the weakest being among the 7 warlords of the sea, as an upgraded human, his physical fitness is the top among the 7 warlords of the sea. In this sea area, he is as dazzling as the sun. Thriller Bark is an island boat with a circular wall and a huge mouth at the front door. There are also surveillance telephone bugs installed on the left and right sides of the door. So when the sailboat approached, the zombie in the control room, which might also be a human, immediately pressed the button to open the door, and then notified the officials responsible for hunting outsiders. The huge mouth suddenly opened slowly. Nami also sailed the sailboat inside without fear. Mooring the sailboat on the pier covered with spider webs, Lin Kay and his gang got off the boat and headed straight to the castle in the center of the island. With Lin Kay by their side, Karina and the girls were not afraid of the gloomy surroundings, but instead looked at it with interest. Roar! When they came to a ravine that they had to cross, a growl of a mixture of wolf and dog immediately reached their ears. From the shadows ahead, a huge 3-headed hellhound with 3 heads and a body covered in seams and bandages slowly walked out. The 3-headed hell dog looked at Lin Kay and his gang with ferocious eyes, a ferocious expression and sharp fangs. If Lin Kay was not there next to him, Karina, Nami and Vivi would definitely be scared to death. But now, Karina and the other girls looked at the 3-headed hell dog with interest and began to discuss. Is this a real 3-headed hellhound? Definitely not. Looking at the seams and bandages on it, it should be sewn on. Sewing the head back on is not dead. I'm afraid it's not only an ordinary surgical operation, but it should also have devil fruits abilities. Could it be that the ability of that Shichibukai is to sew the bodies of living things together? Quote. Looking at the excited women, the 3-headed hell dog suddenly showed a humanized expression of confusion. Immediately, as if it was irritated, it roared again like a wolf and a dog, and lunged towards Lin Kay and his group. However, the next second, it saw the only male in the group suddenly raise his palm and shoot out an arrow-like wooden thorn. The speed of the wooden thorn was extremely fast, and the body of the 3-headed hell dog rose into the air, and it was hit accurately like a target. Phew! Several huge wooden thorns immediately branched out from the body of the 3-headed hell dog. The huge body fell directly to the ground. Miraculously, the 3-headed hellhound, which was damaged both inside and outside its body, did not die. Fire-style Great Fireball Technique. Lin Kay added a fireball, burning the 3-headed hell dog to ashes. The chakra attributes of Senju Hashirama are the 6 attributes of Yang, wind, fire, water, earth and thunder. Before fusion or awakening wood style, Senju Hashirama was very good at elemental ninjutsu. This is the conclusion Lin Kay came to when receiving feedback. Otherwise, it is impossible to explain why Senju Hashirama has so many elemental ninjutsu. Of course, it's also possible that he learned and developed it when he was bored after becoming a Hokage. Karina and the other girls were not surprised when they saw Lin Kay spitting fireballs from his mouth. When they were in Alabasta, Lin Kay had already confessed to them that the special energy in his body could transform into the power of elements such as wind, fire, water, earth, and thunder. Not only water and fire, Lin Kay also has the ability of wind, earth and thunder. Looking at the burning 3-headed hell dog, Lin Kay seemed to be waiting for something, with a slightly expectant expression on his face. When a black shadow flew out of the flames, the expectation on Lin Kay's face was immediately replaced by disappointment, and then he spat out a stream of water again, extinguishing the flames on the 3-headed hell dog. Immediately, Lin Kay took Karina and the girls, stepped over the body of the 3-headed hell dog, and continued to move forward. Unsurprisingly, Lin Kay did not gain experience from killing these zombies. And Lin Kay is very sure that it is not because the 3-headed hell dog is too weak that the system determines that it cannot provide experience, but that dead creatures such as zombies will never provide experience. Lin Kay will gain experience only by killing the Shadow Master implanted in the zombie body. In Lin Kay's perception, a large number of living people gathered somewhere on the island. It's just that their physical energy is too weak, similar to those pirates in Demon Valley Town who have lost their dreams. Now the difficulty of obtaining experience has increased again. Even if Lin Kay annihilates those people, he may not have much experience, or even no experience at all. At this stage, I am afraid that only upgraded humans and elite monsters who have eaten devil fruit can provide Lin Kay with experience. Thinking of this, Lin Kay, who led Karina and the girls out of the ravine, suddenly raised his hand and shot out another wooden thorn. Poof! The wooden thorn just flew a few meters and stopped in the air, as if it hit a wall of air. Under the surprised gazes of Karina and the other girls, a man in a suit with a body and a lion's face suddenly appeared in the air not far away. There was an arrow-like wooden thorn stuck in the opponent's chest, and several thick forked wooden thorns sprouted all over his body. He looked at Lin Kay in disbelief, and then fell to the ground without making a sound. Lin Kay seemed to know what he wanted to say before he died, and said calmly, "You are too conspicuous." A powerful sensory technique that can even sense the dust-free confusion of second Tsuchikage nothing. A transparent fruit that cannot even hide its smell or sound is not worth mentioning at all. Ding! You killed an enemy and gained 0.15% experience. Hearing this prompt, Lin Kay, who was showing off, suddenly turned dark. Although he knew that after the difficulty of obtaining experience increased by one stage, enemies like evil dragons would be able to provide much less experience even if they could still provide them. But I didn't expect it to decrease so much. Although Absalom is very weak, he is also a senior agent of Baroque Works. If placed in Impel Down, he is also a prisoner on the third underground floor. In the end, he only provided 0.15% of experience to Lin Kay. The third stage was cut like this. After more than half of the template is unlocked, I am afraid that the elite monsters in Sea-High and the first half of the Grand Line will no longer provide experience to Lin Kay. However, this is also a common problem with game upgrades. It is easy in the early stage but difficult in the later stage. Where did this guy come from? Seeing Absalom appearing out of thin air, Karina and the other girls were shocked. Etc. Then, before Lin Kay could explain, Karina seemed to have remembered something and said excitedly, "This guy can't be a transparent fruit user, right?" Lin Kay asked curiously, "Karina, do you know much about transparent fruits?" "Certainly." Karina nodded repeatedly and said with a look of longing, "Transparent fruit, it is said that this ability can not only make itself transparent, but also make the objects it touches transparent. It is an ability that every thief dreams of." "I see." Lin Kay was slightly enlightened and said with a smile, "This guy is indeed a transparent fruit user." Karina suddenly looked envious and said, "This guy is so lucky." Nami shuddered and said, "Transparent fruit, there is such a disgusting ability in this world." "Aha." Vivi nodded in agreement. Robin analyzed. This person probably wanted to sneak up and attack Lin Kay with the rocket launcher in his hand. Quote. Lin Kay's mouth twitched slightly, and he suddenly realized that Robin also had a cute side. "This guy does want to sneak attack, but he doesn't want to sneak attack me, but you." But he didn't say it out loud, so as not to disgust Karina and the other girls. After killing Absalom, Lin Kay took Karina and the girls and continued towards the castle. As they entered a forest, a second obstacle soon appeared. Negative. The echoing sound of a baby reached the ears of the Karina girls. Then, under the gaze of the three Karina girls, whose pupils were constricted and their faces were pale and frightened, several ghosts slowly fell from the sky. Seeing the three Karina girls' delicate bodies shaking uncontrollably, Robin, who remained calm, quickly reminded, "Don't be afraid, this is just the power of the Paramesha ghost fruit." Call. Hearing this, Karina's mood recovered instantly. Taking a heavy breath, Karina complained with a slightly trembling voice, "Even this devil fruit exists, so there is no such thing as a vampire fruit." Lin Kay, good guy, you got it right again. These ghosts are not lethal, but if you are touched by them, your will become negative. Lin Kay first warned, and then said, "And these ghosts can ignore all attacks, and their only weakness is the body of the ability user. You guys play with these ghosts here first, and I'll catch this ability user, wood-style wood clone technique." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay formed a wood clone with his hands, and then the body disappeared with a swish. also disappearing like the main body as the wood clone. Even if it's just a wood clone, he doesn't want to be hit by a negative ghost and then be embarrassed in front of Karina and the other girls. His mission is to protect Karina and the girls from other zombies. As for the embarrassing scene of Karina and the girls, he unceremoniously broadcast it live to ontology in real time. Ha ha ha. Lin Kay, who had just left the woods and was running in the cemetery, suddenly couldn't help laughing. He didn't expect that Karina and the other girls would be tricked so quickly after being warned. What's even more funny is that the first person to be tricked was not the reckless Nami, nor Karina and Vivi, but Robin, the strongest among the 4 girls. Through the real-time information transmitted by Wood Clone, Lin Kay saw Robin kneeling on the ground, saying passively, "I'm sorry, if there is an afterlife, I want to become a seaweed." He couldn't hold himself tight for a moment. The original work did not see Sister Bingshan being hit by a negative ghost, but she got her wish after traveling through time. It's a pity that Wood Clone does not have the image of Sky Island. Otherwise, if this scene was recorded, Lin Kay could watch it hundreds of times without getting bored. Let Robin be so embarrassed in front of his sisters and Lin Kay. If Perona falls into the hands of the sinister Robin, I believe Princess Mononoke will definitely have a hard time. At this time, Lin Kay also passed through the cemetery and came to the door of the castle wall. The speed was so fast that the zombies responsible for intercepting outsiders in the cemetery could not react at all. Looking at the dilapidated castle full of historical traces, Lin Kay did not break in. I saw him clapping his hands together and using his signature wood style. Wood style. The tree world is coming. The violent earthquake immediately affected all the ground in front of Lin Kay. Countless cracks appeared on the surface, and huge and thick branches broke out of the ground. Like a huge python like a sea king's, it shattered a corner of the castle with a flick of its tail. When countless pythons catered to each other inside and outside, they all attacked the castle. The huge castle was reduced to ruins in just a few seconds and turned into a forest full of towering trees. Under the treetops of many trees, there are huge white rice dumplings hanging. They are both zombies and humans inside the castle. Among them are Princess Mononoke, Perona, one of the 3 weirdos, and genius surgeon, Hogback. Jurjurji. The cries of bats reached Lin Kay's ears from far and near. I saw a large number of black shadow bats flying out of the forest. After the bat group escaped from the forest, they suddenly disappeared out of thin air and were replaced by an upgraded human being nearly 7 meters tall, fat and weird looking. This man became one of the most dazzling new stars at the beginning of the Great Pirate Age. At his peak, he once competed with Kaido for territory and was known as the hero of West Blue. After his defeat, his courage shattered and he fled the New World in embarrassment. The Shadow Mage, Gecko Moria, is hiding in the Devil's Triangle. "You brat, you actually destroyed my castle." As soon as Moria appeared, she shouted at Lin Kay to break his defense. In this way, he lost his mind and made Lin Kay look down on the current Gecko Moria even more. He is also a loser, and he also wants to rely on foreign objects. When Crocodile was looking for the ancient weapon, although his strength did not improve, he did not let his strength drop seriously. However, after Gecko Moria left New World, his strength declined severely. He not only lost Haki, but also lost his slender figure. Create a large number of weak zombies who are still afraid of salt and sea water, and want to take revenge on Kaido, who has become the strongest creature in the world. As everyone knows, the other party only needs one stick to deal with him now. Thinking of this, Lin Kay did not give the self-destructive Moria the respect that a senior deserved like he did to Crocodile. Instead, he formed a seal with his hands and said, "Wood-style Vajra moves wood." A large number of rectangular branches immediately grew from the ground and bound towards Moria. The branches grew very fast and attacked from all directions. Moria, who had not fought for more than 10 years, was unable to react at all. Her fat body lost speed, and her hands and feet were immediately entangled in the branches. Logia Sensen fruit, it turns out to be you. Moria, who was entangled in branches, instantly regained her composure and looked at Lin Kay in front of her with fear. I don't know since when, he has been unable to use Haki, and the enemies he least wants to encounter are these guys who can elementalize. The next second, Moria's expression suddenly changed. She looked at the branches binding her body and exclaimed, "These branches can actually absorb physical strength." After saying this, Moria quickly let the shadow leave the body, forming a shadow clone not far away. Immediately, Moria, who was bound by the branches, suddenly turned into a shadow clone. Moria switches places with her shadow again. Shadow horn gun. Moria exchanged places with the shadow clone, and immediately the shadow turned into a black line and returned to the main body. Then Moria turned the shadow into an extended spear and shot towards Lin Kay. Unfortunately, before the spear even got close to Lin Kay's figure disappeared out of thin air. When he reappeared, Lin Kay was already behind Moria. Wood-style simultaneous killing technique. Several branches sprouted from Lin Kay's arms, like a python, and wrapped around Moria's body from behind, immediately binding him into a rice dumpling with only his head and feet exposed. And unlike the branch that only absorbed energy, this time the branch had just wrapped around Moria's body, and Moria found that she had lost control of her body. Fortunately, his shadow has turned into a spear and shot out. Moria can still control the shadow. Just when the spear broke away from Moria's body and turned into a shadow clone again, ready to switch places with Moria. More than a dozen branches rose from the ground, half of them tied up the shadow clone, and the other half quickly formed a cubic wooden box to cover the shadow clone. Seeing this scene, Moria suddenly looked desperate. Obviously, Lin Kay didn't give him a second chance to exchange places with Shadow, or even let Shadow turn into a bat and break free. Unable to exchange places with the Shadow, Moria immediately found that her physical strength was rapidly draining away, and her head began to feel heavy. After a while, his vision became extremely blurry, as exhausted as Yoruichi, who had been fighting for several days at his peak. Soon, Moria lowered his head and fell into coma. The great pirate with a bounty of 320 million belly was defeated just like that. Lin Kay didn't even take advantage of the scene where the tree world descended, and defeated Moria in just a few moves. This is Lin Kay's current strength, and this is also the horror of wood style. In Lin Kay's wood style, the last enemy type you want to encounter is a top Logia ability user. The elementalization of these ability users, as well as large-scale attacks, can easily destroy and avoid the entanglement of wood style's branches. If Lin Kay wants to use wood style to defeat these Logia ability users, it will take a long time, just like the battle between Aokiji and Akainu for the marshal. If the opponent is Kizaru and Enel, Lin Kay will also be severely restrained. Because Lin Kay didn't dare to use Tree Realm Descending at all, unless he turned the entire island into a forest. Otherwise, as soon as he created a forest with his front foot, Kizaru and Enel could teleport to another battlefield with his back foot. Even if the island was turned into a forest and both of them were defeated, Lin Kay could not kill them. With teleportation that ignores all obstacles and light speed movement with the fastest diameter, both Kizaru and Enel can easily escape. Therefore, Lin Kay's wood style won't have much advantage when fighting against these top Logia ability users. But if the enemy is of other types, Lin Kay's wood style will be terrifying. It would be better if the opponents are hulking giants and upgraded humans. These huge, slow-moving guys, just like Uchiha Madara's complete Susanoo, will be sucked alive by Lin Kay's wood style. Moreover, Lin Kay's wood style can not only absorb energy, but also seal it. Those who are unable to break free from the seal will be defeated as long as they are entangled. Gecko Moria is the best example. To fight Crocodile, Lin Kay also needs to use a combination of ninja technique, 4 purple flame formation and water style. To deal with Moria, Lin Kay didn't even need to use the wood style ultimate move that he unlocked not long ago. He only needed 1 silent kill technique move and 2 ordinary wood style moves to finish him off. As Moria lost consciousness, an extremely spectacular scene immediately appeared on the thriller bark. I saw countless shadows rising into the sky, flying towards all parts of the world, and returning to their master's body. A small part of it falls somewhere in the thriller bark, as well as the Devil's Triangle full of ghost ships. Even the countless rice dumplings hung under the treetops by the tree world flew out black shadows. The shadows cut out by Moria using the Paramesha shadow fruit are all entities. Moria's shadow clone also exists physically. But when Moria's ability disappears, these shadows are no longer entities, and they can naturally ignore all obstacles and break free from Lin Kay's seal. Not only the shadows of the zombies, but also the shadow of Moria, who was sealed by Lin Kay, also returned to Moria. When all the shadows left, it also announced that Moria's 10 years of accumulation had returned to zero. Wood Clone received the message immediately and quickly escorted the 4 Karina girls through the cemetery and came to the main body. However, Lin Kay was shocked when he saw the 4 Karina girls. Bah, conquerors! Lin Kay couldn't help but swallowed, and almost retreated subconsciously. There was nothing I could do, the scene in front of me was really too terrifying. I saw the 4 girls Karina, who was usually gentle and elegant, and had never been angry in front of Lin Kay, nor was she at all coquettish, now radiating hot flames all over her body. The temperature is so high that the surrounding air is distorted, probably putting Logia Mera Mera fruit to shame. The expressions of the 4 women are different, but they are all so scary. Karina and Nami's eyes were on fire and their faces were ferocious. Robin and Vivi had smiles on their faces, their eyes turned into crescent moons. However, the flames on their bodies were rich and black, as if they were dual fruit users with Logia Mera Mera fruit and Logia dark fruit fused together. Wood Clone walked in front, walking very fast. After escorting the 4 Karina girls over, they immediately turned into a small tree and released the Wood Clone technique themselves. Lin Kay, thank you for your hard work. Robin, who usually stood by and watched, took the initiative to walk up to Lin Kay this time and help Lin Kay arrange her clothes gently. If she tied up her hair and put it on her shoulders, she would be a perfect wife. The premise is that her body does not emit substantial flames and black energy. After helping Lin Kay tidy up his clothes, Robin asked with a smile, "Have you found the ghost fruit user?" Lin Kay, "Where is the ghost fruit user? I must repay that guy well." Quote. The 3 Karina girls also came up. Unlike Robin, Karina and Nami were like 2 volcanoes that had erupted, looking like they wanted to tear Perona into pieces. Even Vivi, who has a gentle personality, was very angry at this time. If everyone falls for it, it doesn't matter. But unfortunately, their embarrassing scenes were all seen by Lin Kay's Wood Clone. This means that Lin Kay also saw their embarrassing appearance. That sense of shame made Vivi want to dig a hole and bury herself. For the ghost fruit user who made herself so embarrassed, the anger levels of the 4 Karina girls all reached the max level. Even Lin Kay did not dare to provoke the current 4 girls. He quickly pointed to the forest behind him and said, "She has been sealed by me. I will ask Wood Clone to bring her out now." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay quickly made a seal with one hand. After a while, a Wood Clone was drained of its energy, and Perona, who had fallen into a coma, came out. Seeing the Perona in Wood Clone's hand, the flames on the 4 Karina girls disappeared instantly. Karina's beautiful eyes widened and she said, "It's actually a child. No wonder the voices of those ghosts are so childish. It turns out that the ability users are so young." Vivi's anger suddenly disappeared. Like her, there are Robin and Nami. The 4 girls are all the same kind of people. No matter what they go through, they still maintain the kindness in their hearts. Perona didn't hurt their companions, she just teased them. The 4 girls Karina originally just wanted to beat her up. But when they saw that the other person was just an underage little girl, they immediately stopped caring. However, the corners of Lin Kay's mouth twitched slightly. Little girl. Perona is 23 years old this year, and she is only 5 years older than Karina. 5 years younger than Robin and 5 years older than Karina. But Lin Kay didn't tell them either. After destroying the Moonlight Pirates, Lin Kay got down to business. He gave Wood Clone a wink, and the latter immediately disappeared. When Wood Clone appeared again, he had transformed into a stranger, and followed his perception to find the living people somewhere on the island. Instead of killing them all, he drove them all away. The living people whose shadows returned expressed their gratitude to the Wood Clone, and then left the Thriller Bark. They couldn't wait to leave the Devil's Triangle immediately and bask in the sunshine they hadn't seen for who knows how long. Among them is Charlotte Lola, Charlotte Linlin's 23rd daughter. It was also because of her existence that the Wood Clone did not kill them all. Lin Kay is not sure whether Charlotte Linlin has Charlotte Lola's life card. The plan has reached a critical stage, and Lin Kay doesn't want to provoke the Pirate Emperor of New World yet. Wow! While Wood Clone was driving away the living people, Lin Kay also used wood style and water style to create a bucket of water, and then poured it on Moria and Perona. Ahem. Moria and Perona, who were drowned, woke up from their coma. Ah! As soon as Perona woke up, she let out a piercing scream, and her unique eyes widened, as if they were about to fall out of their sockets. There was no way, the picture in front of me was really terrible. Karina and Nami were seen with fire burning all over their bodies, looking at her with sly smiles and eagerly saying, "Hello, little ghost. No. Don't kill me." Perona was so frightened that she burst into tears and wanted to beg for mercy. Then, maybe because she was too emotional, she rolled her eyes and passed out. Karina and Nami, who originally wanted to scare each other, fell silent. The two women looked at each other and were speechless for a while. Obviously, they didn't expect Perona to be so timid and unintimidated. "Boy, what do you want?" Unlike Perona, who was yelling, Moria, whose body was still bound by the silent killing technique, asked very rationally. Looking at Moria, who finally looked like a big pirate, Lin Kay made a chair with wood style to sit on, and asked with a smile, "Senior Moria, do you know the rules of pirates?" Hearing this, Moria couldn't help but mocked, "Aren't you a bounty hunter? What, are you planning to change your career?" Lin Kay wasn't angry either. Instead, he glanced at Robin, nodded and said, "That's about right. I haven't become a full-time employee yet." Moria was silent for a moment, then repeated what she had just said, "Then what do you want?" There is an unwritten rule in the pirate world, that is, the winner can take everything from the loser, whether it is treasure, crew, or even the pirate flag that represents the life of the ship. Of course, the loser can also refuse, and the result will be death. Moria doesn't want to die yet and is willing to pay the price if he can survive. "I want 3 things. Lin Kay raised a finger and said, "First, I want the Haki notes." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay warned, "Don't deal with me, I will learn Haki here and won't let you go until you master it." "Can?" Moria only hesitated for a few seconds and nodded. Karina and the other girls were a little confused. What is the Haki notes? However, seeing Lin Kay talking about business, they did not ask. Immediately, Lin Kay pointed at Perona, who had regained consciousness, and said, "Second, I want to take you as a crew member away." Impossible. Shocked and angry voices sounded at the same time. The former is a confused Perona, and the latter is a dizzy-eyed Moria. I saw him glaring at Lin Kay angrily and shouting, "Kill or chop you up, but it's impossible to snatch away my companions." Lord Moria. Perona suddenly looked at Moria with a moved expression. Ba bang bang. He is indeed a former West Blue hero. Lin Kay clapped his hands, not surprised by Moria's rejection. Many great pirates have one characteristic, and that is cherishing their companions. Moria is one of them. The reason why he created zombies was because he was afraid of seeing the death of his companions again, because all his companions were killed by Kaido. Now he only has 3 companions, namely the 3 weirdos. In the original book, for Absalom, Moria even dared to break into the Beehive Island to seek revenge on Blackbeard. But for Perona, Lin Kay is bound to win. So, Lin Kay turned his attention to Perona next to him and asked with a smile, "So what's your choice? Do you want to join us, or watch your captain die with your own eyes?" "Asshole, you." Seeing Lin Kay threatening Perona with herself, Moria was about to curse. The next second, the branches climbed up like snakes, sealing Moria's mouth. Looking into Lin Kay's eyes, Perona's delicate body trembled instinctively, and her eyes were full of fear, but she still mustered up the courage to say, "No. Don't kill Master Moria, I will join you." After finishing speaking, Perona seemed to have seen her future. When they get on the ship, these women will definitely abuse themselves crazily. The devil who defeated Lord Moria might have a collar around him and make himself his slave. Thinking of this, Perona almost fainted from fright. Even so, she still chose to trade herself for Moria's life. Because in Perona's eyes, Moria is not only her captain, but also the father who raised her. If she hadn't been picked up by Moria when she was young, Perona might have died long ago, and she wouldn't have been treated like a princess since she was a child. And now, it's time for her to repay the favor. "Very well, you are welcome to join." Lin Kay nodded with satisfaction, stood up and looked at Moria, who was glaring at him, and said with a smile, "Looking at you, you are not willing to cooperate, so I will treat the third one as if you agreed, and I won't bother you for a while." After completing the deal with Moria, Lin Kay and his gang settled in Thriller Bark. Since the castle had been destroyed by Lin Kay used the wood-style 6 bedrooms and 1 living room technique to build a house. Outside the wooden house, there is a small tree planted. But there is a face growing on the tree. It is Gecko Moria. Yes, this tree is also a technique called wood-style tree binding for eternal burial. This move can be a killing move or a sealing technique, which is equivalent to the more advanced silent killing technique. A person who is sealed in a tree is not only unable to move physically, but also will be sucked away as soon as his energy is restored, which can keep the target in a coma. Lin Kay used this wood style to seal Crocodile and Blueno in the cell of the sailboat. Just give them a little nutrient solution every day to keep them alive. "Captain, when do we leave here?" Outside the wooden house, Perona was kneeling on the wooden board of the pavilion, massaging Lin Kay's legs, and asked with a flattering look on her face. Looking at Perona, who was smiling flatteringly, Lin Kay couldn't help but stroke her head with her twin tails, like caressing a pet, and said with a smile, "Don't be nervous. Although I am not a good person, I don't mean to keep my word. Since you have become our companion, Moria, who is kind to you, I will not take action against him. The reason why I sealed him was just because I was afraid that he would take action against Karina and the others. After I finish my work, I will let him go and leave a sum of money for him to make a comeback." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay pinched Perona's little face and joked, "Rather than trying to please me, you should apologize to Karina and the others now. After all, you have embarrassed them before. Hee, they have actually forgiven me." Perona breathed a sigh of relief and couldn't help but stick out her tongue. After getting along for a short time, Perona already had a preliminary understanding of Lin Kay and his group. She thought it would be the beginning of a nightmare, but she didn't expect that after some interrogation, the attitude of the 4 sisters towards her suddenly changed and they became so easy to get along with. Perona, who was well protected by Moria and as innocent as a piece of paper, quickly recognized them. Now she is just afraid of Lin Kay. Now that she has received Lin Kay's guarantee, the innocent Perona is completely relieved. Little did he know, she was completely manipulated. Robin and Karina, who have amazing experience, just interrogated and found out through Perona's answers that this girl has a simple character and a serious lack of love. Perona, who was picked up by Moria when she was young, is undoubtedly happy. But at the same time, she was lonely. Perona, who has been staying at Thriller Bark since she was a child, and even stayed in the Devil's Triangle for 10 years, doesn't even have a single peer to talk to. For this reason, she can only keep a zombie doll as a companion. Robin and Karina could tell at a glance that Perona was desperate for friends. So Robin and Karina took the initiative to put aside their previous suspicions and took Nami and Vivi to express their affection for Perona. As victims of negative ghosts, they don't need Lin Kay to explain why Lin Kay got Perona. The ability of the ghost fruit is really unexplainable. If Lin Kay hadn't known about the ghost fruit's ability, even he would have fallen victim to it. If there was less information, they would most likely be destroyed by Perona alone. This ability is undoubtedly terrifying when it appears on an enemy. But if it is your own person, it will be full of security. So after discovering that Perona is so innocent, Karina and Robin, who were originally wary of her and thought she was a time bomb, cooperated with Lin Kay in a tacit understanding. Lin Kay is responsible for being the villain, using force to intimidate Perona so that she does not dare to have the idea of resisting. And they used candy to make Perona, who simply lacked love, quickly rely on them. By then, they will slowly resolve Perona's fear of Lin Kay, and this girl with incomprehensible abilities will be one of their own. Closer to home. After getting the assurance from Lin Kay, Perona, who was full of fear of him, immediately found an excuse and walked into the wooden house. Lin Kay didn't pay attention, and kept staring at the diary in his hand. I saw that the diary was full of fonts, and the content was Haki's training method. This was obtained by Lin Kay, who secretly threatened Moria with the lives of Perona and Hogback while Karina and the 4 girls were interrogating Perona. This Haki cultivation method is very comprehensive. Except for the advanced application of Conqueror's Haki, how to awaken armament Haki and observation Haki, as well as how to initially use Conqueror's Haki, are all documented above. Yes, Conqueror's Haki. This diary even has tips on how to use Conqueror's Haki. It can be seen that Moria once had the qualifications to be a king. If you think about it, it's right. As a former West Blue hero, he can compete with Kaido, who has taken the form of the Phantom Beast, the Blue Dragon, and taken root in Onigashima for the territory of Wano-kuni. Moria is simply not qualified without Conqueror's Haki. Perhaps it was a pity that Lin Kay could obtain the Conqueror's Haki practice so easily. It would be great if Moria could stay in Wano-kuni longer and dig out more treasures. In this case, he might be able to get Wano-kuni's emission from Moria, which is the advanced use of armament Haki. But it was an unexpected surprise to be able to learn how to use Conqueror's Haki. Next, Lin Kay only needs to wait until the key person appears, and Lin Kay can start the next plan. Thinking of this, Lin Kay stood up slowly, then formed a seal with his hands, and his body erupted with blue energy that turned into chakra. Whenever the blue gas flame appears, it means that Lin Kay consumes a huge amount of chakra. Generally, Lin Kay consumes such amazing chakra by using wood-style descent from the tree world. But this time, Lin Kay did not use the tree world to descend, but wood-style wood clone technique. 2 branches extended from Lin Kay's back, quickly forming 2 wood clones. Making 2 wood clone with a huge amount of chakra, Lin Kay raised his chin and said, "Go." Wood clone nodded, and then they all disappeared. If you look down from a god's perspective, you will find that the 2 wood clones have turned into afterimages, leaving the thriller bark and the devil's triangle in opposite directions. Time flies, and it's 3 months later in the blink of an eye. See Circle Calendar May 5, 1520, this is an ordinary and special day. This day is the birthday of Monkey D. Luffy, and it is also the last day of countdown for the sun god to set sail. The villagers of Windmill Village knew that Luffy was going to sea tomorrow, and Dayton, who had raised Luffy an ace and was more of a mother than a mother, rarely took the initiative to hold a banquet so that Luffy could eat meat to his heart's content. Nervous Luffy also remembered his birthday for the first time. Because tomorrow, like Ace, he will officially go to sea to become a pirate. So on this day, Luffy went to bed very late, full of expectations for tomorrow. Also on this day, a battle took place among pirates in a certain sea area of New World. One side is the famous pirate group in New World, and the other side is the 4th division of the Whitebeard pirate group. The 2 fleets fought evenly at first, but with the arrival of support from the Whitebeard pirates, the slightly famous pirate group was immediately defeated. This is the 4 Emperors pirate group. One squad is equivalent to a New World level pirate group, and the Whitebeard pirates have more than a dozen such squads. In addition to these squads, the Whitebeard pirates also have dozens of affiliated pirate groups, and each pirate captain is a strong man in the New World. With such combat power and military strength, it is easy to destroy a superpower. Every captain of the Whitebeard pirates is a famous figure in the New World. But today, a squad leader died. Because after defeating the famous pirate group, Captain Saki of the 4th Squadron was searching for loot and found a devil fruit on the pirate ship. Seeing that devil fruit, Marshal D. Teach, who had been hiding his strength and keeping a low profile, and who had not been rewarded by Marine so far, was stunned for a moment. Immediately, the clear eyes of this big man who was honest in the eyes of his companions suddenly became extremely greedy, and his honest smile became extremely evil. At this moment, the ambition that had been dormant for many years quickly expanded to ultimate. That night, Teach relied on his good guy persona and years of companionship to kill Sage, who was unsuspecting him, and snatched Logia dark fruit. Just like Luffy met the Nika fruit, Teach, who has a special bloodline, also met the devil fruit that is most suitable for him. In other words, they were all chosen by the devil fruit, which represents light and darkness. The next day, Luffy, who represented the light, said goodbye to the villagers and began his own pirate adventure. And Teach, who represents darkness, also runs towards the first half of the Grand Line. On the way to adventure, Luffy, just like the original novel, successively recruited Zoro in Shields Town, Usopp in Syllab Village, and Sanji in the Sea Restaurant. Then a group of 4 people drove the golden melee presented to them by Kaya and prepared to go to the Grand Line. Teach, who began to call himself Blackbeard, while avoiding Portgas Ace who came to hunt him alone, recruited several powerful companions, and finally successfully left the New World in June of Sea Circle calendar 1520. Just as the two destined sons began their respective voyages, Lin Kay also achieved amazing results in the past 4 months. As this observation Haki, looking at Lin Kay, whose eyes were tied with cloth strips and could not see anything, but could easily avoid Perona's ghost attack, and Karina, who was doing similar yoga movements with her sisters to improve her body flexibility, she couldn't help but exclaimed, "With armament Haki is just as amazing, I didn't expect that besides special talents and devil fruit, humans can actually master such power." Nami looked forward to it and said, "Lin Kay said that as long as we keep exercising, we can also master such power. Then let's work hard together." Vivi smiled. Since Lin Kay obtained the Haki practice method, the 5 Karina girls need to complete a certain intensity of training every day. Especially seeing Lin Kay using the power of armament Haki the next day, Karina and the others were even more motivated. Yes, Lin Kay used armament Haki the next day. Not only was he sure that he could cultivate the power of the pirate world, but he also mastered armament Haki in just 1 day. This is not an exaggeration, because there is someone who, like Lin Kay, mastered armament Haki in just 1 day. The other party is only 20 years old this year. That person is Portgas Ace. Although there is no plot in the original novel where Ace learns Haki, the novel specifically patched for this super popular character describes in detail where Ace obtained the Logia Mera Mera fruit and how he learned armament Haki. And in the original book, Ace awakened Conqueror's Haki when he was 10 years old. It can be seen that Ace inherited Roger's Haki talent. If he hadn't died in Summit War, Ace would probably have mastered Conqueror's Coil 2 years later. It only took Lin Kay 1 day to master armament Haki, but he only awakened observation Haki a few days ago. It may be due to the chakra, or it may be due to the immortal body. Lin Kay, who has very amazing physical energy and mental energy, can easily master the 2-color Haki. Only Conqueror's Haki, and so far I have no clue. Lin Kay doesn't know if it's due to fate. But Lin Kay didn't care, after all, there was no need to rush. After successfully mastering the 2-color Haki, Lin Kay became more confident about the next plan. After letting Perona practice with him for a while, Lin Kay took off the cloth that bound his eyes. He looked at Perona, who had changed a lot compared to 4 months ago, and said with a smile, "Thank you for your hard work, Perona." "You're welcome." Perona smiled and shook her head. I saw that Perona at this time no longer looked like an old-fashioned Lolita with a pair of ponytails, a crown on her head. But like Vivi, she has long wavy pink hair that reaches her waist, her childlike crown turned into a black high hat, and her old-fashioned clothes, which were not fashionable at all, turned into a Gothic-style dress. Since the dress is off-shoulder, Perona's conscience, which was well hidden, has finally returned to its proper size. If we talk about the previous Perona, she was a twin-tailed girl who looked like an underage Lolita. Then the current Perona is a royal sister who has completely lost her childishness and youthfulness. This kind of capital that can control Koro surprised the 4 Karina girls who helped her change her look. After 4 months of getting along, Perona has completely integrated into Lin Kay's group. People can pretend for a while, but they cannot pretend for a lifetime. Especially when we get along under the same roof every day, you can still tell whether a person is pretending, no matter how innocent his personality is. So after spending 4 months with Lin Kay and his gang, Perona found that they were all good people and not scary at all. Although she is the second oldest among the 5 girls, Perona is like a younger sister to the 4 girls Karina. They also treat Perona like her sister, allowing Perona to enjoy a different level of care than Master Moria. Perona didn't feel any generation gap when getting along with them. Under the guidance of Karina's 4 daughters, Perona's taste quickly improved, she learned how to dress up, and began to pursue fashion. Even Lin Kay, whom she was most afraid of, was not afraid at all. Because Lin Kay plays games with them every few days to develop relationships. There are single players and team players. Among them, team games are the most popular, because the number of Lin Kay's group has increased to 6 people. When she was first assigned to a group with Lin Kay, Perona still felt scared, fearing that if she performed poorly, she would be reprimanded or punished by Lin Kay. But as the team formed more and more times, Perona gradually understood Lin Kay's character and discovered his shining points. In addition, when Karina and her girls took a bath with her, they always talked about the past intentionally or unintentionally. Every time they mentioned Lin Kay's heroic rescue of the beauty and the captain's responsibility. Under their brainwashing, Perona no longer has any fear and barrier towards Lin Kay. The sixth member of the crew is worthy of his name. Chapter 41. A few more days passed. On this day, Lin Kay and his gang started playing games again in order to relax. Since everyone has their own opinions, Lin Kay and his gang like to draw lots to decide what games to play. And this time, they got the maze hide and seek. So, Lin Kay used wood style to create a maze in Thriller Bark. While Nami was hunting people, Lin Kay, who had not found a chance to develop a relationship with Vivi for a long time, secretly used observation Haki to find Vivi's location, and then studied the specific writing method of articulation with Her Royal Highness in a corner. Just when they were changing places to study from time to time, a strange piece of information suddenly appeared in Lin Kay's mind. The information that suddenly appeared in his mind made Lin Kay tremble. Vivi opened her beautiful eyes wide and was caught off guard. But she was afraid of being discovered, so Vivi could only endure the discomfort of choking. Lin Kay did not comfort her as softly as before, but touched Vivi's head and said seriously, "I have important things to go out for a few days. Vivi, please tell Karina and the others." Before Vivi could say anything, Lin Kay disappeared in an instant. By the time Lin Kay appeared again, he had already left the Thriller Bark and was running and flying across the sea as if on flat ground. The body flicker technique is very fast, many times faster than one of the Marine's 6 styles shaving steps. In Hokage Shippuden, Team 7 rushed from Konoha in the Land of Fire to Sunagakur in the Land of Wind in just one day, passing through dense forests and vast deserts, and being sandwiched between 2 big countries, small country. In these 4 months, Lin Kay will create 2 wood clone with a huge amount of chakra every month, and let them go to 2 places to wait. One place is the Drum Kingdom, the other is the Sabayati Archipelago. Going to the wood clone of Sabayati Archipelago, it only takes half a day each time to get from the Devil's Triangle to Sabayati Archipelago. Another wood clone also took only 3 days to reach the Drum Kingdom. The target that wood clone is waiting for is Blackbeard, Marshal D. Teach. The information that just emerged in Lin Kay's mind was the information sent back by wood clone in real time. The still unknown Blackbeard pirates have finally arrived at the first half of the Grand Line. They are in the Sabayati Archipelago. Before they left Sabayati Archipelago, Lin Kay was going to wait for them where they must pass. And the Blackbeard pirates have no intention of staying in the Sabayati Archipelago. After snatching the wallets of a group of bounty hunters or human traffickers in illegal areas, they went to have a feast, and then left the Sabayati Archipelago directly on a huge raft without buying anything or grabbing anything. Ha ha ha, we're back in paradise again, Captain, where are we going next? Ha ha ha, let's go to the Drum Kingdom first. I have a bold idea. The Drum Kingdom, wasn't this once a 50-strong country? Captain, don't you dislike poison Q and are you going to recruit a new ship's doctor? I totally agree. Do Q, a drug addict, doesn't look like a ship's doctor. Ha 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 ha, of course not, you will know when the time comes. Quote. On the raft, the 5 members of the Blackbeard pirates were chatting freely, and there was a sick white horse next to them. However, they did not notice that danger was approaching quietly. When the raft completely left the Sabayati Archipelago and the red line could no longer be seen, the translucent sea hundreds of meters below, following the raft, began to form seals with both hands. In an instant, the surrounding sea water boiled, and countless tons of seawater quickly formed an extremely huge water dragon, and then roared towards the raft above. Oh no, there is something below. Teach and others soon realized that something was wrong, but it was too late. I saw a huge dragon mouth, eating the small raft, the 5 people and the horse on it, and then a 100-meter water dragon soared into the sky, swaying a few times in the air, and then fell back into the sea. The lethality of water style is weight and impact. The Blackbeard pirates who were eaten by the water dragon did not suffer any injuries, but the terrifying weight and impact made them all roll their eyes and spit blood. Among them, Teach, who was a capable person, had his eyes rolled back and had drowned and lost consciousness. As for the others, they were tied up by vines that appeared from nowhere before they recovered. Their energy quickly drained away, and they soon fell into a coma like Teach. The Blackbeard pirates were killed in seconds. However, being humiliated and being killed in seconds were commonplace for the Blackbeard pirates who had not yet become the four emperors. Not to mention that Lin Kay knew their intelligence very well and ambushed them here on purpose. Teach was just buying into his arrogance. If they had robbed a large ship and left, they could have fought with Lin Kay for a few moves. It was just a raft with little room for movement. Unless all of them could fly, Teach would not be able to escape the fate of being killed in seconds. After the Blackbeard pirates were wiped out, Lin Kay appeared on the sea surface like a liquid. This move was the water flicker technique. There are many types of body flicker techniques, and the lower and upper limits are very exaggerated. Basic body flicker techniques can be used by even trainee ninjas who have not yet graduated. For example, when Naruto first appeared in the original work, he used body flicker technique and invisibility to trick the ninjas of Konoha. The powerful body flicker technique can be integrated with various ninjutsu, even illusions. The most representative ones are Uchiha Shisui's phantom body flicker technique and Senju Tobarama's flying thunder god technique. After returning to the sea, Lin Kay made hand seals with his hands, and a large number of branches extended from his body, quickly forming a small boat. Throwing the Blackbeard pirates, who were tied up like dumplings, onto the boat, Lin Kay immediately returned to the direction of the Devil's Triangle. On the way, Lin Kay woke Teach up with seawater. Looking at Teach, who woke up from coma, Lin Kay smiled and said, "Hello, hello, Teach." "No." Blackbeard. Hearing his name and his unnamed title, Teach woke up instantly. When he found himself tied up like a dumpling, he subconsciously wanted to release the power of dark fruit. But the next second, Teach found that he couldn't use the power of the fruit at all, not only because he lost control of his body, but also because he didn't have the physical strength. The branches on his body, like magnets, were constantly absorbing his monster-like physical strength. Unable to resist, Teach could only look at the owner of the voice. When Teach saw Lin Kay, he was slightly stunned, and then his face instantly showed the simple smile that had deceived the Whitebeard pirates for decades, and complimented, "Thief, ha ha ha. Isn't this Lord Piercer? I have heard of your name for a long time. Ha ha, I have also admired your name for a long time." Lin Kay looked at Teach and smiled meaningfully. "Teach, you have gained a good ability." Ha ha ha, let's be honest, Mr. Impaler, at what price did the Whitebeard pirates hire you? Teach obviously misunderstood something. The Whitebeard pirates didn't hire me to capture you, but I came to find you on my own initiative. Lin Kay's smile made Teach feel uneasy, and the next words made Teach break into cold sweat. "From the moment you killed the captain of the fourth team, Saki, and took away the devil fruit, I have been looking for you all over the world." "Yes, Teach." Quote. Teach still wanted to play dumb and forced a smile. "I don't know what you are talking about. It seems that you don't know much about your fruit ability, so let me tell you." Lin Kay did not expose Teach, but said with a smile, "The devil fruit you ate is Logia dark fruit, and it is also the most vicious ability in the history of devil fruit. This devil fruit has only one ability, and that is the gravity of a black hole. Gravity is very strong, making it impossible for Esper users to become elementalized, because even if they are elementalized, any attack will be attracted to the entity by gravity. Similarly, as long as you touch other people with abilities, gravity can temporarily absorb the other person's fruit ability. As a price, the dark fruit user will suffer double the pain. At first glance, this ability cannot be called the most vicious ability in history. After all, while it is powerful, it also has quite a few drawbacks. But, after a slight pause in his tone, Lin Kay looked at Teach, who had a dry mouth and was swallowing saliva involuntarily, and continued, "This ability has another unknown usage, which can turn a rumor with a very small probability into a 100% chance. The reality with 100% probability is, fruit rebirth." Quote. As Lin Kay finished speaking, Teach's face suddenly became stunned. A few seconds later, he changed his look of sweating and laughed ecstatically, "Ha ha ha. What a great guess. I didn't expect you, Mr. Impaler, to know Logia dark fruit so well. Yes, only we know how powerful this devil fruit is. It has the power to change the world. If he hadn't been tied into a rice dumpling, Teach would have opened his arms and showed off wantonly. I saw an extremely evil smile on Teach's face again, and he extended an invitation to Lin Kay. Mr. Impaler, no. Lin Kay, join my pirate group. Teach thought that Lin Kay had discovered his special bloodline. Unexpectedly, he was reborn because of the fruit. Teach also has this suspicion, but he has not yet begun to confirm it. Even so, I am afraid that only he and Lin Kay in this world would have thought that dark fruit could make that extremely unlikely and rarely known rumor about the sea become a reality. Therefore, Teach appreciates Lin Kay's forward-looking attitude very much. In addition, the other party is also a top logia, which makes Teach even more passionate about talents. If Lin Kay joins him, he will have a second in command who is not weaker than the other 4 Emperor's deputies. It's a pity that fantasy is beautiful, but reality is very cruel. I'm not interested in joining the losers pirate group, but... Of course Lin Kay knew why Teach was so ecstatic. If he hadn't been afraid of scaring Teach, he would have told Teach's biggest secret. But that would definitely scare Teach, who is not yet fully fledged. Lin Kay shook his head first, then raised the corner of his mouth and said, "We can do something big together, Teach." "What's the big deal?" Teach looked at Lin Kay doubtfully. Lin Kay's next words once again made Teach break into a cold sweat. "How about we invade Impel Down?" Lin Kay said with a smile. "There are several devil fruits that I like in the eternal hell on the 6th underground floor." "Ha ha ha, what a bold idea." Teach forced a smile and said, "But you may not know that Impel Down is located in the Windless Zone, or one of the 3 major areas of the world government. They are all connected by a huge deformed vortex, no matter which side it is. When attacked, Naval Headquarters can provide support as quickly as possible. If we invade Impel Down, Marine may send Admiral over as soon as we enter." Teach thought that he was crazy enough by killing Thatch and snatching the devil fruit, but he didn't expect that Lin Kay was the real lunatic. Looking at Teach, who didn't look like he was lying, Lin Kay felt slightly enlightened. It seemed that he thought highly of this hero. The original Teach was able to realize his ambition so smoothly, and it was really a lot of luck. Just like Luffy's protagonist Halo, Teach at that time was blessed with destiny and it was difficult to fail. So Lin Kay took the initiative to point out Teach and suddenly said, "I have 2 Shichibukai in my hand." "What?" Teach was slightly stunned, not knowing why. Just as Lin Kay thought, Teach really didn't think that much now. The reason why he came to the first half of the Grand Line was that the New World was almost entirely owned by his father, and he simply couldn't stay there. The second is that he has read the Devil Fruit Illustrated book and is very familiar with many powerful devil fruits. 2 years ago, he accidentally saw a news article and remembered a person. That is to drive away the doctor on the island, causing the Drum Kingdom to fall out of the top 50 countries and no longer eligible to participate in the World Summit. The opponent is Paramesha Munch Fruit ability user. This devil fruit has an ability similar to his special bloodline, that is, it can swallow other people with abilities and possess their fruit abilities. Teach's bold idea is to seize Wapple's devil fruit, then recruit powerful ability users, gain powerful abilities by swallowing companions, and then hunt other powerful ability users to quickly accumulate capital. This is what he did in the original work, but it was a pity that the cowardly Wapple abandoned the country and ran away first. After losing his target, Teach focused on Shichibukai's position, preparing to gain the identity of a legal pirate first to develop in a dirty way. At first, he wanted to use Luffy as a proxy, but the other party had the same destiny as him and escaped. It wasn't until Ace came to the door that Teach had an even crazier idea. So when he heard Lin Kay's words, he was very puzzled. Lin Kay did not continue to lie, and said meaningfully, "The person who came to chase you is the captain of your previous squad, Fire Fist, Portgas D. Ace." Quote. "Ha ha ha, that's right, I had to escape New World because I was avoiding Captain Ace's pursuit." Teach laughed, feeling no shame at all. But Lin Kay's next words made Teach's smile stagnant, and then his ambition expanded to ultimate again. Lin Kay smiled and told a story that could shock the world. He is from East Blue, living in the windmill village of the Kingdom of Goa. His grandfather is the marine hero, Monkey D. Garp, but his name is Portgas D. Ace. Quote. "And Monkey D. Garp only has one son, named Monkey D. Dragon, who is now a famous revolutionary soldier. The Revolutionary Army Dragon has a son named Monkey D. Luffy, who is now East Blue's rookie pirate. And Portgas D. Ace is not Monkey D. Luffy's biological brother, but a sworn brother. What's even more interesting is that after my investigation, many years ago in the Kingdom of Goa, there was often a kid with a pockmarked face who would ask the villains at the garbage dump, what would happen if the Pirate King had a son? And once those people say bad things about Roger, they will be beaten up by that pockmarked brat. After finishing speaking, Lin Kay looked at Teach, who looked dull, and said with a smile, "It is said that Roger turned himself into Garp back then." Having said this, as long as Teach is not a fool, he can understand the meaning of Lin Kay's words. "Is your information true?" Teach came back to his senses and could no longer let out his unique laughter. Instead, he stared closely into Lin Kay's eyes. Observation Haki sensed his emotions and wanted to know whether Lin Kay was lying. Certainly, Lin Kay nodded and said, "And even if he is not Roger's son, he is important enough for Marine to use him as bait. After all, who in the world doesn't know that Whitebeard is the most protective of calves? Anyone who dares to hurt his son is tantamount to start a war with the Whitebeard pirates." Fire Fist Ace falls into Marine's hands and will either be publicly executed or imprisoned and impelled down. So which one do you think Marine will choose? In the last sentence, Lin Kay tested Teach. Teach Kaido said without hesitation, "Of course it will be a public execution. After all, there are so many criminals imprisoned and impelled down. If Dad is attracted, this underwater prison may really sink to the bottom of the sea." Lin Kay spread his hands and said, "That's right, I think so too." "Then what are you going to do?" Teach asked again, excitement appearing on his face. "It's very simple." Lin Kay slightly modified the original Teach's plan and said "You deliberately leave some traces on your next voyage and lead Fire Fist Ace to a place to fight him. I will assist you in the dark to ensure that you can get rid of him. After defeating him, you will give him to Marine and World Government, and by the way, reveal the information that Fire Fist Ace is probably Roger's son to World Government and Marine. Then the all-pervasive CP organization will naturally launch an investigation. Quote, whether it's capturing Roger's son or being the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, your record is enough to make you the 7 Warlords of the Sea. If Fire Fist Ace is the son of the Pirate King, then the World Government and Marine will definitely publicly execute him and eliminate the most evil bloodline to defeat the pirates' arrogance. Even if Fire Fist Ace is not the son of the Pirate King, World Government and Marine will not let go of this opportunity that may lead the Whitebeard Pirates out of the New World. Even if the Whitebeard Pirates don't show up, they will use public executions to damage the reputation of the Whitebeard Pirates, causing internal conflicts among them and giving pirates from all walks of life in the New World a reason to attack the Whitebeard Pirates. In order to deal with the possible emergence of the Whitebeard Pirates, the World Government will definitely summon the 7 Warlords of the Sea. At this time, I will pull down the second 7 Warlords of the Sea, and we will all participate in the war as a third party. When the war starts, we can sneak away and go to impel down. We can completely catch them off guard. Listening to Lin Kay's extremely detailed plan, Teach's eyes became brighter and brighter. By the time Lin Kay finished speaking, his face showed a look of uncontrollable ecstasy. Because he thinks more than Lin Kay. Lin Kay's plan is completely feasible. With his father's character, he will definitely come to save Ace. At that time, they might be able to seriously injure or kill Dad with the help of Marine, and then enter the scene with powerful men recruited from Impel Down, and let the men hold Marine for a while they seize Dad's devil fruit. If he can get Paramesh's strongest shock fruit, coupled with the ability to seal the fruit, and the dark fruit that can regenerate the fruit, then he will be the pinnacle of the sea in terms of personal combat power and power. When he thought of this, Teach trembled with excitement and couldn't help laughing wildly at Lin Kay. Thief, ha ha ha. Genius idea, genius plan. Compared with you, Ben Beckman is simply a retard. Lin Kay, you are the only one. It is the strongest intelligence of the sea. Nonsense, lousy as a time traveler. No matter how great your intelligence is, you can't see the future. Lin Kay secretly thought in his heart, but smiled on the outside and said, how about, do you want to join forces to do something big? Of course, it's my pleasure. Teach said quickly. I don't want the devil fruit of eternal hell. I just want to recruit a few powerful criminals as my companions. No problem. Lin Kay nodded, then untied Teach, extended his palm to him and said, happy cooperation. Happy to work with. Teach held Lin Kay's hand firmly, feeling happy on the surface but full of fear in his heart, even fear. Because he recalled Lin Kay's initial words. This guy has been targeting him since the moment he killed Thatch and betrayed the Whitebeard pirates. As soon as he reached the first half of the Grand Line, he was ambushed by Lin Kay. If I remember correctly, Lin Kay only entered the first half of the Grand Line from East Blue a few months ago. Moreover, he even knew that Captain Ace was probably the son of the Pirate King, a secret that would shock the world, and he had already calculated everything long ago. This kind of intelligence capability is more terrifying than the all-pervasive CP organization and makes people feel frightened. What's even more frightening is that in addition to his terrifying intelligence capabilities and intelligence, he also has extremely powerful strength. The water dragon that destroyed them all, Teach still can't figure out how Lin Kay did it. Can Logia Sensen fruit be made? Absolutely impossible. In other words, the other party has other companions. When he thought of this, Teach didn't dare to think too little. Fortunately, Lin Kay doesn't know his biggest secret. As long as you hold back enough to steal your father's Paramesha shock fruit, you won't be afraid of anything. Lin Kay naturally didn't know that he had scared Teach. However, Lin Kay is very clear about Teach's little thoughts. This is what he wants to see too. The D family is the natural enemy of God. As long as a person with a name named D rises, they will be taken seriously and suppressed by the world government. In the past few months, Lin Kay had the wood clone wait for Teach in the Sabayati archipelago and the Drum Kingdom instead of entering the New World to intercept Teach's Logia dark fruit. In addition to the fact that dark fruit is very likely to be conscious, there are also the idea of training Teach and letting him help block the gun from the front. Before the Invincible Sea, Luffy and Teach were Lin Kay's chess pieces, specially used to attract IM in the darkness, to see how much more secrets the world government hides, and whether there is another dimension like the Hokage World's 6 Paths level. Weapons and combat power. L. Ha 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 ha. It's a pity that there is no wine here, otherwise I must drink a glass with you. When Lafayette and others woke up, they saw their captain talking and laughing with a young man. Captain, who is this guy? We seem to have fallen into the water just now. Did this person save us? What a familiar face, this person seems to be, a big shot. Lafayette and others reacted differently. Among them, Buster was careless and Duque was sick and speechless. Only Lafayette and Van Oka reacted quickly and recognized Lin Kay. Teach put his arm around Lin Kay's shoulders and laughed at his companions, ha 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 ha. Let me introduce you, this is the famous, Piercing Lord. Lin Kay, and also our partner. Wow, please give me more advice, Mr. Piercing Lord. Quote, seeing his captain's look, Lafayette understood that the two must have reached some deal. But he didn't ask much, but greeted Lin Kay politely. Van Oka nodded to Lin Kay. Looking at Lafayette and Van Oka who were very smart, Lin Kay couldn't help but laugh. Teach, you have a group of good companions. Ha 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 ha, right, Lafayette and the others are my confidants. Teach laughed and said, when the time comes, I will seize the powerful devil fruit for them. Quote, hearing this, a gleam of brilliance flashed in Lafayette's eyes, and they immediately raised Lin Kay's status in their hearts. The reason why they were recruited by Teach, in addition to Teach's strength and courage, was mainly because of Teach's fruit ability and big cake. Teach's words either told them that Lin Kay was really his partner, or reminded them that Lin Kay was very scary, and he had to tell this secret to save their lives, so don't mess around. No matter which one it was, it showed that Lin Kay was an existence that could not be provoked at this stage. So, Lafayette's smile became even bigger. Even the carefree Bajas didn't dare to talk nonsense. Just like the top executives of the Don Quixote family, they are now just stray dogs who fled from the New World in a panic. Before they are fully grown, they must be low-key intolerant. Lin Kay is also very satisfied with the veteran members of the Blackbeard pirates. These guys will grow into the top executives of the 4 emperors in the future. Especially Van Oka is even more outrageous. In the original anime version, Charlotte was shot with 1 shot. Crackers cookie soldiers. Wait until they grow up, then harvest them, Lin Kay will definitely be able to gain amazing experience. 2 days later, Lin Kay returned to the Devil's Triangle with the Blackbeard pirates. As soon as he drove the sailboat into the front door of Thriller Bark, Lin Kay saw the 5 Karina girls waiting for him on the shore. Although the 4 Karina girls were protected by Perona, in order to avoid accidents, Lin Kay came to ambush the Blackbeard pirates and asked Wood Clone, who had a huge amount of chakra and could last for a month, to return to Thriller Bark to protect them. As soon as the sailboat entered the Devil's Triangle, Wood Clone told the 5 Karina girls that the main body had returned. So when the sailboat stopped at the shore and Lin Kay got off the boat with the Blackbeard pirates, the 5 Karina girls immediately surrounded him. Lin Kay, you're back. Lin Kay, who are these people? Quote. Since there were outsiders present, Karina and the other girls did not embarrass Lin Kay. Instead, they greeted him with a gentle smile and then turned their attention to the Blackbeard pirates. Looking at the Blackbeard pirates who were either ferocious or sickly, Karina and the other girls all frowned in their hearts. These guys don't look like good people at first glance. How could Lin Kay bring them back? Although they were very confused, Karina and the other girls said nothing. Well, I'm back. Lin Kay smiled and nodded, then pointed at Teach and introduced to Karina and the girls. They are my partners, and this guy is their captain, called Marshal D. Teach. D. Upon hearing this word, Robin's eyes suddenly flashed. After Nefertari D. Lily, Robin has become aware of the special existence of the D family. This guy also has a D. What does this D mean? Ha 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 ha. Hello, beautiful ladies. Teach greeted Karina and the girls with a silly smile, and then flattered Lin Kay, a beauty paired with a hero. What a talented man and beautiful woman. Ah ha ha, you're pretty good at talking, big man. Karina and the other girls immediately had a great impression of Teach, especially Vivi and Nami, who were all deceived by Teach's honest side. Lin Kay did not remind them, but said to Teach, I'm going to ask you to do a favor, Teach. After finishing speaking, Lin Kay began to form seals with his palms hidden in his cuffs. Immediately, the walls of his and Karina's sailboat opened automatically, and then 2 huge branches stretched out, supporting 2 small trees. After transplanting the 2 small trees on the ground, the branches retracted and the ship walls closed automatically. Immediately afterwards, 2 fruits tied to several vines flew out of the cabin. Taking the fruits, Lin Kay handed one to Teach. Ha 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 ha, leave it to me. Seeing crocodile sealed in the tree and an unknown guy, Teach felt a little scared. Logia San fruit, isn't this the mutual restraint ability of Logia Sensen fruit? How on earth did he defeat Crocodile? Moreover, these women were obviously weak and pitiful, but Lin Kay introduced him to them without any care, not afraid of taking action against them at all. He clearly knows his own fruit abilities and is still so confident. How amazing is the trump card he hides in the dark. Teach, who was thinking about himself, didn't dare to have any small thoughts. So, he began to submit certificates to Lin Kay. Under the expectant looks of the other members of the Blackbeard pirates and the doubtful looks of Karina and the girls, Teach walked towards Crocodile holding a piece of fruit. At the same time, Lin Kay also made a seal with one hand. The next second, the small tree that sealed Crocodile slowly spit out Crocodile. A wooden thorn also quietly penetrated the back of Crocodile's head, ending the life of this great pirate. Ding! You killed an enemy and gained 5.38% experience. A notification sound resounded in Lin Kay's mind, which immediately made him feel happy. This experience value not only greatly increases his strength, but also gives him a vague level classification. The experience gained in the 3rd stage should be around 5% for the top cadres of the 4 emperors group and the powerful deputy emperors. With the previous 2 stages as a reference. By the 4th stage, a strong person at this level will only lose about 1% at most. There are too many strong men of this level in the new world. Even if the next plan fails, Lin Kay can quickly unlock the Senju Hashirama template to 100% just by entering the new world and hunting wildly. Seeing Crocodile's death, Teach immediately transformed his physical strength into the power of darkness. Thick black mist emerged from his body. This black mist seemed to have self-awareness and did not spread too much. Instead, it wrapped Crocodile's body and Teach's body, forming a circular gas shield. The color of the circular air mask became thicker and thicker, and the mist seemed to be liquefied, causing the circular air mask to slowly turn into a round black ball. Black mist, what kind of ability is this? Sister Robin, do you know? Looking at the black ball in front of them, Karina and the girls started talking quietly, all looking at Robin, the only one who had seen the Devil Fruit illustrated book. Robin frowned slightly and said softly, "If nothing else, this ability should be the most special dark fruit in Logia." Dark fruit. Another Logia. The most special Logia. Why do you say that? Looking at Karina and the girls who were even more confused, Robin explained, "Because this devil fruit is the only ability in Logia that cannot be elementalized, and if it is injured, it will suffer double the pain." You can't elementalize and you have to suffer double pain. This is too miserable. Nami's eyes widened. Karina pinched her chin and analyzed, with such serious disadvantages, there must be corresponding advantages. This black ball may be the strength of dark fruit. Well, it's very possible. Robin nodded, she thought so too. Because she noticed the expressions of Lafayette and others, even Lin Kay's face was also full of expectation. If nothing else, the reason why Lin Kay did not kill Crocodile and kept him in a cell for several months was to wait for this guy named Marshall D. Teach. Lin Kay can't go out in person to invite the other party to kill Crocodile. As a result, the girls looked at the black ball in front of them more intently. The black ball did not last long, and quickly changed from liquefaction back to atomization, dissipating with the gusts of wind. When Teach walked out of the black mist, the expressions of everyone present changed suddenly, and they were all different. Hiss. The members of the Blackbeard pirates looked ecstatic, while Karina and the girls had their pupils constricted, and they all couldn't help but gasp. At this moment, their worldviews were reshaped again, including Robin's astonishing experience. I saw that the fruit in Teach's hand had changed drastically. The shape of an ordinary fruit just now has become very similar to a cactus. The peel is covered with special black spiral patterns and has small thorns like cactus. Although Karina and the girls have never seen devil fruit, it does not prevent them from knowing that the fruit in Teach's hand is the legendary secret treasure of the sea. Robin, who had seen the devil fruit illustrated book, recognized the devil fruit at a glance as Crocodile's Logia sand fruit. Just like people need to eat when they are hungry and sleep when they are sleepy. Each person can only eat one devil fruit. After eating the devil fruit, he will become a landlubber. After the person with abilities dies, the devil fruit will randomly appear somewhere in the world. These are all common sense. Even the people from East Blue know that devil fruit is the legendary secret treasure of the sea. So, when Karina and the girls witnessed Teach snatching Crocodile's devil fruit, they finally understood why Lin Kay said to them, "I didn't tell you for your own good." It's really incredible to see this kind of scene that breaks the rules of the world. Once revealed inadvertently, it will definitely cause a sensation in the sea. Lin Kay and Teach will also become the target of public criticism. Ha 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 ha. Fortunately, I did not disgrace my life. Your guess and mine were right. Teach was equally excited and handed the Logia sand fruit to Lin Kay with a smile. Dark fruit's black hole gravity can indeed regenerate the fruit with a very small probability, directly increasing the probability to 100%. He has the capital to aspire to the top of the sea. Thanks for your hard work. Lin Kay took the Logia sand fruit, handed another fruit to Teach, and said with a smile, "Please give me the other one too." After saying that, he controlled the tree to spit out Bluno and inserted a wooden thorn into the back of his head to end his life. Ding, you killed an enemy and gained 0.68% experience. Another beep sounded, but the experience was far inferior to that of Crocodile. But it is second only to Daz bonus in the second stage. It's only one stage behind, but it can still provide experience points second only to Daz bonus, which shows Bluno's strength. After all, he is a Superman who has mastered 6 moves, has 820 power, and demonstrates fruit power. Being able to become the first victim of the second gear is still a bit valuable. Looking at Teach, who started to seize the ritual again, Lin Kay summoned the virtual panel that only he could see. Host. Lin Kay. Inherited template. Senju Hashirama. Unlocking progress. 30% plus. Experience. 7.15%. Including the previous stock, after Lin Kay killed Crocodile and Bluno, the experience stock directly increased to 7.15%. Less than 3% is needed to unlock the Senju Hashirama template to 40% progress. The decision not to kill Lucci and others was indeed the right one. Among the undercover agents in the Seven Waters capital, Lucci alone has the strength of the Vice Admiral of the headquarters. His experience may be high, but it is far from being maximized. As for Kaku and others, their experience is probably about the same as Bluenose, maybe even lower. After all, they don't have the bonus of Devil Fruit. 2 years after the original work, Lucci and Kaku both mastered the two-color Haki and Fruit Awakening, and were placed at the highest Cadre and Ordinary Cadre levels in the Four Emperors Pirate Group. At this stage, I'm afraid it's only 1%, 2% less than Crocodile, maybe even less. When Lin Kay put away the virtual panel, Teach also completed the fruit capture again. This is Paramesha Gate Fruit. Looking at the devil fruit in his hand, Teach, who had seen the devil fruit illustrated book countless times, recognized what devil fruit it was at a glance. I also know what kind of abilities this devil fruit has. So Teach's pupils shrank slightly, and his heart felt heavy. If he wasn't wary of Lin Kay's strength, felt that he was no match for him, and didn't know what his backup was, Teach would have really wanted to turn around and run away with this devil fruit. Lin Kay's intelligence is inherently more terrifying than the all-pervasive CP organization. Now that we have the door fruit that can walk in different spaces, wouldn't it be even more powerful? At that time, Lin Kay's people were following them in a different space, and they had no idea. Just when Teach was struggling in his heart, he suddenly found Lin Kay looking at him with a half-smile. He suddenly woke up and said with a simple and honest smile, "Ha ha ha ha. Fortunately, I have lived up to my fate, this is the devil fruit you want." Quote. After finishing speaking, Teach handed the Paramesha Gate fruit to Lin Kay. Compared with the plan, this risk is nothing to mention. Anyway, he has a special constitution and doesn't need to sleep at all. If Lin Kay's people are following him secretly, as long as they dare to show their faces in front of him, the Paramesha Gate fruit will be his. A mere Paramesha Menman fruit is not worth breaking up with Lin Kay. Lin Kay accepted the Menman fruit with satisfaction and said with a smile, "I am very satisfied with your attitude. We are courteous and I will also give you a little greeting gift." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay waved to Karina and the girls in the distance. "Nami, Karina, come here." Coming, Nami and Karina immediately trotted over. Lin Kay whispered a few words into Nami's ear. Nami nodded immediately and trotted back to the sailboat. Lin Kay handed 2 more devil fruits to Karina, then faced the sea and clapped his hands. A large number of branches immediately broke out of Lin Kay and the surrounding ground, gathered towards the sea, and quickly formed a medium-sized ketch. As soon as the sailboat was formed, Nami ran back with a big bag on her back, 2 rolls of canvas in one hand, and a phone bug in the other. Lin Kay threw the big bag and canvas to Lafayette, then handed the phone bug to Teach, and said, "This ship is given to you. There are a total of 500 million Baileys in the bag. It is my investment in you. Yes, don't take such a dangerous raft again." Ha 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 ha. Then I'll accept it without mercy, thank you. Teach accepted it readily, and at the same time he also knew that Lin Kay was giving him an eviction order. So, he waved to Lafayette and the others and said, "Let's go, kids." In no time, they loaded the canvas and sailed away from the thriller bark. After watching the sailing boat leave, Karina and the other girls' eyes turned to Lin Kay until it completely disappeared. Nami couldn't hold back at first and asked quickly, "Lin Kay, who is that guy named Teach? I'm also curious, who is this guy? He actually has the ability to break the rules of the world." Karina looked at the 2 devil fruits in her hands and exclaimed in amazement. "We'll talk as we walk." Lin Kay turned and walked towards the direction of the wooden house and said without any concealment, "That guy's name is Marshall D. Teach. He is a user with Logia Dark Fruit ability and a traitor to the Whitebeard Pirates." "A traitor to the Whitebeard Pirates? Whitebeard is scarier than a ghost. Isn't he the strongest man in the world? If we join forces with him, wouldn't we be making enemies of the strongest pirate group in the world?" Karina and the other girls were shocked again. It's no wonder they had such a reaction, because they had been in the Devil's Triangle for several months and had been detached from the world for several months. Sachi's death was a big news that shocked the world, and newspapers had already spread it all over the world. There are only special sea areas such as the Windless Zone and the Devil's Triangle where no news birds pass by, so they don't know Teach. Lin Kay nodded and said, "His ability is to break the rules of the world. The devil fruit I prepared for you Karina has been eaten by others, so you need to borrow his ability." Hearing this, Karina and Nami suddenly looked moved. Perona also has a favorable impression of Lin Kay again. Although Karina and her daughters mentioned the goodness of Lin Kay in front of her many times, only after seeing it with her own eyes can she feel the captain's reliability. Robin's eyes were also full of soft light. He looked at Lin Kay, who was like a safe haven, and chuckled. How do you plan to arrange these two devil fruit, Lin Kay? Nami came back to her senses and asked expectantly, are these two devil fruits prepared for us? One is the strongest Logia sand fruit, and what is the other devil fruit? Karina looked at the two devil fruits in her hands, looked at Robin and asked, Sister Robin, do you know? Robin looked at it carefully, and suddenly a look of surprise appeared on his face and said, this is Paramesha gate fruit. Door fruit, Karina asked in confusion. Is it devil fruit that can open the door? What a weird devil fruit. Nami complained. The name of this devil fruit is indeed a bit strange, but it is a very rare and very powerful devil fruit. Robin recalled the information in the devil fruit illustrated book, and the look of surprise on his face slowly turned to joy. Door fruit users can open doors anywhere, including air, fire, human body, etc. And behind the door is the legendary alien space, a special space that can observe the real world but cannot notice it in the real world. Quote. Hiss. Hearing this, Karina and the other girls suddenly took a breath of air. They are not fools, and they know how terrifying this ability is. Being able to enter a different space where the real world can be observed but the real world cannot be noticed, wouldn't that be an invincible refuge? What a powerful ability. The transparent fruit is trash compared to it. Karina looked at Lin Kay and asked excitedly, Lin Kay, how do you distribute these two devil fruits? As if he could read Karina's inner thoughts, Lin Kay rarely reached out his hand to perform a head-touching kill on her, and said with a smile, I'm ready for you and Nami's devil fruit, just wait until the time is right. Logia sand fruit for Vivi to eat, Menmen fruit, I am going to recruit a new person. Karina, who was rarely so close to Lin Kay, blushed slightly. Seeing that Lin Kay did not intend to give her the gate fruit, Karina was not angry at all, but asked expectantly, even leaving such a precious ability to newcomers, can it be said that Nami and I's devil fruit is worse than the gate fruit? Want high end. As expected of you, your mind is always so flexible. Lin Kay couldn't help pinching Karina's little face, smiled and nodded, yes, your and Nami's devil fruit are both top-notch devil fruit. As long as you eat them, you will soar into the sky and become invincible in the world in the first half of the Grand Line. Hearing this, Karina and Nami's faces suddenly looked full of admiration. Taking the Logia sand fruit from Karina's hand, Lin Kay handed it to Vivi, who had been watching with a smile, and said, Vivi, eat it. Vivi, who was just one step away from Lin Kay, didn't refuse politely. Because she knew that only when she became strong would she not become a burden to Lin Kay and be able to help Lin Kay. After receiving the Logia sand fruit, Vivi first tore open the peel covered with small thorns, and then opened her mouth to bite off a piece of pulp. Seeing this scene, the sinister Robin and Perona next to him had weird smiles on their faces. When Vivi chewed the pulp, her face instantly turned purple and she subconsciously spit it out. Lin Kay quickly reminded, don't spit it out, devil fruit only needs one bite. Hearing this, Vivi endured the nauseating feeling and quickly swallowed the pulp in her mouth. Ha ha, even though she just took a bite of the pulp, Vivi felt that her spelling was the same as Lin Kay, who had been practicing for hours. She gasped for air, looked at the remaining fruit in her hand, and said in disbelief, what on earth is this? How could it be there? Such a unique taste. Karina and Nami came back to their senses and couldn't help but ask, is it delicious? I can't describe it. It feels like my taste buds are exploding. Vivi looked at Lin Kay and asked, does it really just take one bite? Well, the ability will only be given to the first person to take a bite. The rest of the fruit will just taste unpleasant. Lin Kay said with a smile, your body should have changed. You can feel it carefully. Hearing this, Vivi immediately closed her eyes and felt the changes in her body. When she concentrated her mind, she immediately responded to the host due to the ability derived from the reorganization of the bloodline factors in her body. The next second, Karina and the other girls saw a magical scene. The remaining fruit in Vivi's hand withered at a speed visible to the naked eye, and then slowly turned into a handful of sand, dissipating in the wind. The future queen of the desert is born. Wow, so handsome. Karina and Nami exclaimed, then hugged Vivi's arms from left to right, smiling and saying, Vivi, you will be the one to protect us from now on. No way, I'm just one step ahead of you. Vivi smiled sheepishly. Your fruit ability may be more powerful than mine. Really? Lin Kay. Karina and Nami looked at Lin Kay expectantly. Guess. Lin Kay raised his eyebrows. It's so annoying, Lin Kay is telling lies again. That's right, beat him. Karina and Nami immediately rolled their eyes, then let go of Vivi's arms and rushed towards Lin Kay. Lin Kay dodged and ran towards the wooden house. Karina and Nami chased after her. Vivi and Robin looked at this scene with smiles. A few months have passed, and the relationship between Lin Kay and his gang has reached a very special level. Various relationships can be seen in them. There is the relationship between the captain and the crew, there is the relationship between brother and sister, there is the ambiguity like a couple who are not satisfied, and there is the warmth like family, etc. The unfamiliarity and barriers that led to the recruitment of 4 members in the first month have long since disappeared. After returning to the wooden house after a fuss, Lin Kay said to Karina and the other girls, please clean up, it's time for us to leave here. Are you finally leaving? Great, I haven't seen the sun in months. Karina and Nami's beautiful eyes suddenly lit up, and then they jumped into the wooden house. Lin Kay said to Perona, Perona, go get a pen and paper. We will leave a letter and a phone number for Moria. After he fully accepts it, I will bring you back to visit him in the future. Okay. Perona nodded immediately. She didn't want to see Master Moria and Lin Kay arguing. After Perona walked into the wooden house, Lin Kay formed a seal with his hands, and his whole body erupted with the blue energy of chakra materialization. 3 branches extended from behind and quickly turned into 3 wood clones. As soon as the wood clone appeared, it immediately disappeared. Robin and Vivi have become accustomed to this scene. After all, they had known for a long time that Lin Kay's intelligence abilities came from wood clone. Lin Kay will separate a group of wood clones every once in a while, and they must all go to various parts of the world to collect intelligence. This batch of wood clone is obviously no exception. Lin Kay didn't explain it to Robin and the other girls, because there was no need to tell them this, lest something unexpected happen and their expectations be dashed. After harvesting the fruits, he will naturally tell Karina how many women he has. Even if he doesn't say it, the smart Karina girls will understand it by themselves. For example, after witnessing Teach taking the devil fruit, they knew why Lin Kay wanted to save Crocodile's life and not hand him over to Marine or the world government. Robin finally understood why Cobra so readily agreed to Vivi follow Lin Kay to see. The pie that Lin Kay drew for him had a high probability of giving Vivi the Logia sand fruit. As the sole heir of Alabasta, no devil fruit is more suitable for Vivi than Logia sand fruit. With this ability, when Vivi inherits the throne, she will be the most powerful queen in the history of Alabasta. After a while, Perona came out with pen and paper. Lin Kay and Perona each left a letter to Moria. Immediately, Lin Kay released the tree-bound eternal burial that sealed Moria, and then used medical ninjutsu to treat him. And this behavior also gained Perona's favor again. In the past few months, Karina and the girls have completed a certain intensity of training every day, and Lin Kay will use medical ninjutsu to treat them. Perona has already known the secret that Lin Kay is not a Logia fruit, but has a special talent. Lin Kay is indeed as Karina and the other girls said, he is a kind and gentle man. It's just that Perona has never seen Lin Kay destroy flowers with ruthless hands. Otherwise, while being frightened, she would have a higher impression of Lin Kay. Because she will find that Lin Kay is special only to them, not to all beautiful women. This uniqueness is a plus in a sense. After Lin Kay finished treating Moria, Karina and Nami also packed their things. Pressing 2 letters with a phone bug, Lin Kay separated another wood clone and went to the sailboat to get a billion Baileys. Then he asked the wood clone to use invisibility to hide, and waited until Moria woke up to remove it on its own, and took it with him. Karina and the girls left the thriller bark. Nami turned the rudder and asked, Lin Kay, is our next stop going to Sabayati Archipelago? No, let's go back to East Blue. Lin Kay's answer surprised Karina and the girls. Nami asked in confusion, why are we going back to East Blue? Lin Kay sat on the wooden chair, crossed his elegant legs, and said with a smile, Nami, you have a sister, right? Aha, Nami nodded repeatedly and said, her name is Nokigao, I told you. Lin Kay caught the menmen fruit bundled with rattan, threw it away and said, the menmen fruit is of great significance to us. It is not only an invincible shelter, but also allows us to pass directly through the red line. Enter New World or Sea. I don't trust giving this strategic level devil fruit to anyone else, so I plan to recruit Nami, your sister, and let you convince her. Really? Nami suddenly had a look of surprise on her face. After fixing the rudder, she ran to Lin Kay and said excitedly, can I take Nokigao to sea with me? Certainly. Lin Kay performed a head-touching kill on Nami, pinched her little face, and asked with a smile, are you sure you can convince her? Aha, Nami nodded repeatedly, patted his big conscience, and said confidently, don't worry, leave it to me. I will definitely let Nuo Chigao go to sea with us. Lin Kay's decision made Nami very happy. Nami has always felt sorry for Nokigao. Nami at least still has a dream, while Nokigao only has Nami. In order to comfort Nami, she even went so far as to give herself a tattoo. In order to let Nami go to sea with peace of mind, she chose to stay and take care of the orange orchard, and had no idea of going to sea with Nami. It's not that she doesn't want to, but that she can't be a burden to Nami. Because when she grows up, she no longer has the ability to protect Nami. Nami has always felt very guilty about this sister who is not her biological sister. If possible, Nami would also like Nokigao to go to sea with her and experience the wonders of the world with her. And now, this choice appears. Door fruit, an invincible refuge. As long as Nokigao becomes a door fruit user, she can go to sea with confidence. Thinking of this, Nami couldn't help but hold Lin Kay's head with both hands, pecked his forehead hard, and said with a moist smile in her beautiful eyes, thank you, Lin Kay, my hero. The last words rang in Nami's heart. If she hadn't known that Lin Kay was allergic to touching, Nami would have really wanted to say some disgusting words. Wow, that's quite bold, little thieving cat. Seeing this scene, Karina quietly glanced at Vivi not far away. Seeing that Vivi didn't look ugly, but looked at Lin Kay and Nami with a smile on her face, Karina's beautiful eyes turned slightly and the corners of her lips slowly raised. An extremely flexible mind, I don't know what I'm thinking about. Lin Kay was slightly stunned by the sneak attack. After looking into Nami's beautiful eyes full of soft light, a gentle smile suddenly appeared on his face and said, you're welcome, you are my navigator. Lin Kay once again stretched out his hand to perform a head-touching kill on Nami. Seeing Nami, who was not repulsive but rather enjoying it, Lin Kay felt filled with a sense of accomplishment. After several months of hard work, I finally achieved another favorability breakthrough. The days to come will be happier and happier. 2 weeks later. After a few months, Lin Kay and Nami returned to Upside Down Mountain again. Unlike when they came with only 2 people, this time they had 4 more companions. Lin Kay still didn't see Laboon this time, but he sensed a breath at Twin Capes. This aura is none other than Roger Pirate's ship's doctor, Crocus. But under the sea, Lin Kay did not sense Laboon's breath fluctuations. Obviously, Laboon is no longer here. Lin Kay was not surprised. Since Brook got his shadow back 4 months ago, he should have returned to Twin Points to meet Laboon and Crocus. Now they are either somewhere in the Grand Line, or back in the hometown of the Rumba Pirates and Laboon. If it's the latter, then I don't know if Luffy's aura as the protagonist can still recruit Brook. Lin Kay didn't go to say hello to Crocus. After parking the sailboat, Lin Kay flew to the side wall of the waterway, ignored gravity and climbed to the top of Upside Down Mountain, then entered the waterway connecting East Blue, and soon returned to East from the first half of the Grand Line Blue. Lin Kay teleported to the outskirts of the special current, formed a seal with his hands, and a large number of branches extended from his body, quickly forming a small sloop without canvas. Pulling the sailboat under the red line, Lin Kay formed a seal with his hands again, and a branch immediately extended from the wall, tying the sailboat like a rope. After doing this, Lin Kay entered the waterway and quickly returned to the first half of the Grand Line. Next, Lin Kay carried one on his back and another in his arms, carrying the 5 Karina girls and an oversized backpack full of supplies to the new ship. If you ever get into trouble, remember to call me. Lin Kay stood on the sea, made a phone call gesture to Karina and the girls, and said, "I will go find you after I finish my work. Be safe, Lin Kay. Remember not to be brave and be careful. Goodbye." Karina and the other girls waved goodbye to Lin Kay. Lin Kay also waved to them, and then entered the waterway without watching them leave. Lin Kay did not follow Karina and the girls to Kokoja village because he still had important things to do. With Perona's fruit abilities and Vivi's Logia sand fruit, unless they meet a super strong person, no one in the world or in the first half of the Grand Line can be their opponent. Lin Kay was very relieved to let them act alone, and he did not even separate a wood clone to silently protect them from behind. This is also a test for them. After returning to Grand Line, Lin Kay and Crocus looked at each other in the air and drove away on the sailboat. Watching the sailboat leave, Crocus, who was reading the newspaper, couldn't help but sigh slightly. The newcomers this year are really amazing. Maybe the era you were looking forward to is coming soon, Roger. On the deck, Lin Kay was sitting under a sun umbrella, seemingly enjoying the sea breeze, but in fact he was sharing information about the 3 wood clones. 3 wood clone with huge amounts of chakra are scattered in the front and rear half of the Grand Line. 2 are in the first half and 1 is in the second half, performing tasks assigned by Lin Kay. Of the 2 wood clone in the first half of the Grand Line, 1 is tracking the Blackbeard pirates, using the sensing technique to lock Teach's position across hundreds of sea miles. The other wood clone monitors the Straw Hat pirates. With Lin Kay, the time traveler, Luffy's light is far less dazzling than the original. At the end of the East Blue chapter of the original work, Luffy's first bounty reached 30 million Baileys, which was 10 million Baileys higher than the dragon, the overlord of East Blue. Now, Luffy's bounty is only 23 million Baileys. Except for Crow, who has been executed in Marine's files, Luffy only has 3 records in Marine's investigation. 1 was to defeat Monka the Axeman, the other was to defeat Buggy the Clown, and the third was to defeat Creed, who had escaped from the Grand Line. Among them, Creed has the highest bounty, 18 million belly. If the dragon is not dead, Luffy's bounty will never exceed 20 million belly unless he defeats the dragon and proves himself. But the evil dragon had already been killed by Lin Kay and sent to the marine base in Logetown to redeem the bounty. So East Blue no longer has a pirate overlord. Luffy, who defeated 2 big pirates with a bounty worth tens of millions, naturally became the new overlord of East Blue, and the bounty also exceeded the original dragon. Until now, Luffy's bounty has not changed. Because of the Logetown incident, the Straw Hat pirates entered the Grand Line without any preparation. Fortunately, Luffy's straw hat was recognized by Crocus, who gave them the record pointer. I don't know whether it's because the record pointer has been to Whiskey Peak before, or because of the attraction of fate, or because of the aura of the protagonist. The Straw Hat Pirates route is the same as the original work, but it lacks the challenge of the original work. But there was quite a bit of a butterfly effect. The original work is that Nami was bitten by a poisonous insect, and the Straw Hat Pirates went to the Drum Kingdom. Now, the Straw Hat Pirates were exploring Whiskey Peak, where half of the island had turned into a forest, and picked up a box containing several Eternity Hands. One of the Eternal Pointers is the location of the Drum Kingdom. Sanji knew a little about this country and just mentioned that it was a great medical country. Luffy, who had just left Little Garden, went to the Drum Kingdom on the pretext of recruiting ship doctors. Then in the Drum Kingdom, I met Ace, who was chasing Teach, and they recognized each other as brothers. After Teach scared away Wapol just like in the original work, he went to Alabasta. He wanted to investigate how Lin Kay defeated Crocodile in the desert. So Luffy followed Ace to Alabasta. Here, Luffy finally recruited the navigator. This navigator is Bentham. Because of the performance in the original work, this transvestite gained the favor of Lin Kay, so the shemale who was lucky enough to survive fell in love with Luffy and the others at first sight, just like the original work. After all his companions died and were buried, Bentham chose to join the Straw Hat Pirates. When Wood Clone saw this scene, Lin Kay suddenly felt like his dream had come true. In the original work, Bentham definitely devoted the most to Luffy, and he was not a companion more than a companion. If he leaves Impel down with Luffy, then he is not a member of the Straw Hat Pirates, and the author will definitely be beaten to death by readers. After recruiting Bentham, Luffy still parted ways with Ace in Alabasta and got Ace's life card. And now, they have arrived at Gaia Island. Luffy, who represents light, also met Teach, who represented darkness on Gaia Island. The two just looked at each other and found that they were very difficult to deal with. In addition, Luffy's bounty is very low, and Teach has Ace as his target, so the light goes in the opposite direction. Teach continued to leave traces, staying for a while at each next stop to see when Ace would catch up. Luffy and the others, with the help of the descendants of the charlatan Rolando, took the soaring current to Sky Island. However, Luffy and the others didn't notice that a figure sneaked into Going Mary's cabin, used the transformation technique to turn into a piece of furniture, and followed them to Sky Island. This figure is none other than Wood Clone. Thunderfruit restrains Wood Style, and it is difficult for Lin Kay to defeat Enel, who can teleport. In this case, then he won't take action, just use the protagonist's help to defeat Enel, and then pick up the slack. Ring it, Straw Hat, light Sandora's lamp. Golden spin, pass it on, bells. The white sea above 10,000 meters, the other half of Gaia Island that was brought up by the sky current hundreds of years ago, and the sky-reaching vines now called the Island of Gods, a duel between gods and gods started, closed the curtain. On the clouds, Wood Clone sat on the sky-reaching vines and witnessed Luffy ringing the bell together with himself. The wonderful bells spread throughout Apayado and Angel Island, and also reached Gaia Island 10,000 meters below. Luffy's figure leaping into the air also appeared over Gaia Island through projection, making Rolando's descendants burst into tears. As the battle between gods ended, Luffy, Enel and the Golden Bell all fell to the ground below. Wood Clone ignored Luffy, who was not afraid of any blow except sharp weapons. Instead, he formed seals with his hands, and his arms turned into a branch that seemed to be infinitely extendable. He caught the falling Enel and tied him into a rice dumpling. As soon as the branches wrapped around him, they immediately absorbed all of Enel's remaining physical strength, causing him to fall completely into a coma. Then Wood Clone suddenly appeared in the air, grabbed the handle specially made with Wood Style, and disappeared with Enel. A few days later, Lin Kay drove a sailboat to Gaia Island and received the sealed Enel from the Wood Clone, who had been waiting for a long time. After transferring Enel to Lin Kay, Wood Clone immediately jumped into the sea and quickly dived deep with the help of water-style nature transformation. Immediately, the Wood Clone turned into a huge towering tree. Unlike Shadow Clone, which turns into smoke in place, and other clones that turn into elements, Wood Clone will turn into a tree in place after it is released. The more chakra the Wood Clone has in its body, the larger the tree it will become after being released. A towering tree suddenly appeared on Gaia Island. Anyone with a little knowledge knows that this is the ability of the Logia Sensen fruit. At the critical moment, Lin Kay didn't want to reveal his position. One of the 3 Wood Clones has been lifted, leaving only 2, just distributed in the front and rear half of the Grand Line. After throwing Enel into the cell and sealing it with tree binding, Lin Kay drove the sailboat to meet up with the Wood Clone, who was monitoring the Blackbeard pirates. More than 2 weeks have passed. The Straw Hat pirates, who had already come down from Sky Island, went through several fast-paced adventures and finally arrived at the capital of 7 Waters from Long Island. The Enies Lobby incident has officially begun. Only this time the protagonist is not Robin, but Frankie, who has no acquaintance with the Straw Hat pirates. Usopp did not quit the pirate group, and the Golden Mary was not damaged. The reason why the original Golden Melly could not be repaired was because Bellamy broke the ship into 2 pieces, causing irreparable damage to the keel of the Golden Melly. Now, Bellamy has long been killed by Lin Kay's Wood Clone, and director Jin Meili was not seriously injured on Gaia Island. Naturally, the Straw Hat pirates don't need to change ships. However, after exchanging the gold for Bailey, the Straw Hat pirates were still robbed by Frankie's family, and then were brutally beaten after the robbery failed. In order to avenge his younger brothers, Frankie beat Luffy again, and finally talked about his dream for some reason. Hearing that Frankie wanted to buy Adam Tree, a kind of invulnerable wood, Luffy, who originally wanted to go to Carrera Company to repair the ship, immediately took it upon himself to give all the money to Frankie. Let him purchase Baoshu Adam to realize his dream, and the price is to use Baoshu Adam to help them renovate the Golden Melly. Frankie was immediately moved by Luffy's generosity, and the two shook hands and made peace. Then came the iceberg incident. CP9, who found out Frankie's true identity, was very sure that the Pluton design was on Frankie's body, so he captured Frankie. Frankie's family all mobilized to bravely enter Enies Lobby to rescue his eldest brother. Luffy, who had encountered rough roads, suddenly got involved on the grounds that he wanted to recruit Frankie to be his shipbuilder. Of course, Lin Kay, who had already stopped Wood Clone from monitoring the Straw Hat Pirates, had no idea about this. If he knew it, he would definitely feel it. It seems that unless they are intercepted by the time traveler, it will be difficult for people related to the protagonist to escape their destiny. I just don't know if Brook can get away. While the Enies Lobby incident was going on an uninhabited island in the Grand Line, Teach finally waited for Ace. Without a few words of nonsense, Ace launched an attack on Teach, the traitor who killed his companions. Orange-red flames soared into the sky. Lin Kay, who was walking towards the battlefield carrying Enel, witnessed this scene with his own eyes. The flames did not dance alone, and soon thick black mist also rose into the sky. After arriving at the battlefield, Lin Kay saw a one-sided battle. As a top Logia user, Ace also has the arrogance and contempt of a Logia user, which are characteristics that every Logia user has. Elementalization and advanced elementalization are so powerful that even in New World, only those who are good at Haki can accurately find the entity. Ace, who has barely suffered any injuries in the past 3 years, has long been immersed in the power of Logia, seriously wasting the talent of Haki inherited from One Piece. Having also awakened Conqueror's Haki at a very young age, Yamato should have mastered Conqueror's Haki by now, but Ace did not ask Whitebeard for advice. On the other hand, Teach, although he has the arrogance of Logia after eating Logia dark fruit, but at the age of 38, he has hidden his strength for decades. After so many years of fighting with Whitebeard, Teach didn't have any scars on his body. And the record that left 3 marks on Shank's face. Teach, who has a special bloodline and an upgraded human body, not only has amazing physical fitness, but also has powerful taijutsu and Haki. With just one sneak attack from the dark water, Teach seriously injured the fragile and small Ace, and the outcome was almost decided. Although Ace also hit Teach several times with his fruit ability on the way, causing Teach to suffer double pain. However, as long as the damage does not exceed Teach's endurance limit, it will not be able to cause any harm to Teach, because dark fruit's black hole gravity can suck away the damage. The ability can't really hurt Teach, every hit from Teach can cause damage to him. Soon, Ace reached his limit. But he still did not choose to escape. Instead, he turned his remaining physical strength into flames, forming a super huge fireball and launching a final blow at Teach. Teach also chose to fight back head-on, releasing a large amount of black mist to form a huge black ball, which collided with the fireball. The sun collided with the darkness, causing a huge 2-color energy ball to appear in the sky above the uninhabited island. Half is orange-red and the other half is black. The collision of top elements forced Lafayette and others to escape and watch from a distance, and they were not qualified to participate at all. Lin Kay witnessed this scene up close. The huge energy ball lasted for several minutes before slowly shrinking and disappearing. When the 2-color elements completely dissipated, the earth had become scorched black and emitted extremely high temperatures. Somewhere on the ground, there are 2 figures, one big and one small, standing and lying down. Ha 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 ha. It seems that the sun and darkness have won the clash. Looking at Ace, who had fallen into coma on the ground, Teach, who was unharmed, couldn't help but let out a unique laugh. After saying that, Teach turned his head and looked in a certain direction and said, "Sorry to have kept you waiting, Lin Kay. You really didn't disappoint me, Teach." As Teach's words fell, Lin Kay appeared in an instant with Enel. At the same time, Lafayette and others also ran back from a distance. Teach looked at Lin Kay and asked, "Lin Kay, you said before Siege that Captain Ace is the grandson of Monkey D. Garp, so should I hand him over to the Marine or the world government?" "It is better to hand him over to the world government. After all, the 7 Warlords of the Sea is an organization under the world government, and is nominally at the same level as the naval headquarters." Lin Kay suggested, "You can send a courageous person to the Holy Land Mariajoy, and then reveal the secret of Ace. I believe that the 5 elders will be happy to accept this deal after knowing it." Ha 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 ha. Good idea, I think so too. Teach laughed and nodded, then looked at the Enel in Lin Kay's hand and asked, "Is this your new prey?" "Yeah," Lin Kay nodded and said, "I'm going to trouble you again this time, Teach." Almost at the moment when Lin Kay finished speaking, 4 figures with different looks and heights appeared out of thin air. The Blackbeard pirates shouted in unison, "Ninjutsu, 4 purple flame formation." The 4 purple transparent barriers rose up and quickly formed a rectangular barrier, covering Lin Kay and others. At the same time, branches grew up from the ground, tied up the Blackbeard pirates and others, and quickly absorbed their physical strength. This scene came very suddenly, and the Blackbeard pirates could not react at all. "Teach," while struggling, he said with a horrified look, "Lin Kay, what are you doing? Don't struggle. If I wanted to kill you, I would have done it last time." Lin Kay said, "Teach, it's not that I don't believe you, but this time the prey is special, and we must do some safety protection." Hearing this, observation Haki sensed that Lin Kay was not lying. Teach stopped struggling and let the branches absorb his physical strength. At the same time, he was secretly looking at the 4 people in the distance. Barrier fruit. No, the barrier maintained by the 4 people should not be devil fruit. Special talent. Is this one of Lin Kay's backup plans? 4 people were dispatched at once. What kind of fruit ability does the guy in his hand have? Looking at Enel in Lin Kay's hand, Teach was full of doubts. Soon, Teach's physical strength was almost exhausted. So, Lin Kay removed the branches on Teach and walked over with Enel. After taking out a fruit and handing it to the weak Teach, Lin Kay shot a wooden thorn from his palm and directly penetrated into Enel's head. Sky, the god of the island, was killed instantly. Ding, you killed an enemy and gained 5.97% experience. As the prompt sounded, Lin Kay's experience stock instantly exceeded 10%, and the difficulty of obtaining it in the future will also enter the 4th stage. When Lin Kay removed the branch on Enel, Teach, who realized that Lin Kay attached great importance to this devil fruit, was also cautious and did not speak. He took the fruit and released a large amount of black mist and began the seizure ceremony skillfully. After a while, the black mist dissipated. When Teach appeared again, the ordinary fruit in his hand had turned into a golden devil fruit with special spiral patterns and some lightning marks on the peel. Quote. Looking at the devil fruit in his hand, Teach and the knowledgeable Lafayette swallowed their saliva involuntarily. At this moment, they finally understood why Lin Kay did this. Not to mention allies, even companions might have the idea of seizing treasures. Because the devil fruit in Teach's hand is worth doing this. Even Teach regretted his fruit ability. Why didn't he know what the devil fruit was when he took it? If he knew, he would have made it his own. As long as he got this ability, the barrier couldn't stop him at all. As long as he got this ability, it would be worth sacrificing Lafayette and others. As long as he got this ability, he didn't need to risk sneaking into Impel Down, and he would be able to quickly accumulate capital, build the top power in the sea, and then challenge Lao Zheng. Teach never thought that the devil fruit on the prey this time was one of the legendary devil fruits that had not been seen for several generations. Logia Thunder Fruit. Thank you for your hard work, Teach. Just when Teach was regretful and felt a pain in his heart, a hand suddenly rested on his shoulder, and the magical power instantly took away his body control. The other hand was from Teach's hand, or Logia Thunder Fruit. After getting the Logia Thunder Fruit, Lin Kay released the sealing techniques of his limbs and returned the control of his body to Teach. At the same time, the 4 wood clone who used the wood transformation also released the 4 purple flame formations and disappeared in an instant. Thief, ha ha ha, no big deal. Teach came back to his senses and immediately laughed heartily. However, no matter how generous he looked on the surface, he felt so uncomfortable in his heart. 3. Lin Kay has asked him to seize the 3 top devil fruits. If he could not beat Lin Kay, Teach would have wanted to tear him apart. If these 3 devil fruits were given to him, even if he did not use them, he could train 3 super powerful subordinates. Not only would the team's strength soar, but he would also have an invincible shelter. And now, these are all Lin Kay's. With these 3 devil fruits, Lin Kay's ship's foundation will definitely increase dramatically. Even if the plan succeeds, Teach may not threaten Lin Kay by seizing the Paramesha shock fruit. In this way, he couldn't quarrel with Lin Kay. So, Teach could only endure the pain and pretend to be generous. I'm looking forward to the news of your fame, Teach. Ha 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 ha. Just wait, my name will appear on the front page of the World Economic News soon. After obtaining the Logia Thunder Fruit, Lin Kay took Enel's body and said goodbye to the Blackbeard pirates. Teach waved to Lin Kay enthusiastically. If he didn't know better, he would have thought that the two of them were such good friends. Driving a sailboat away from the uninhabited island, Lin Kay took a tube of Enel's blood, used wood style to create a platform, and spit out a fireball to burn Enel's body. With the acquisition of Logia Thunderfruit, 2 of the 3 wood clones Lin Kay had been separated from were eliminated, leaving only the wood clones heading for the second half of the Grand Line. Sharing the information about the last wood clone, Lin Kay summoned the virtual panel that only he could see. Host: Lin Kay. Legacy Template: Senju Hashirama. Unlocking Progress: 30% plus. Experience: 13.13%. Looking at the experience stock on the panel and playing with Logia Thunderfruit, Lin Kay felt even happier. So, he reached out and clicked the plus sign on the progress bar to increase the unlocking progress to 40%. In an instant, Lin Kay was like Gohan and Krillin in Dragon Ball, who had been exploited by the Great Elder of Namek. The hundreds of trillions of cells in his immortal body were full of vitality, producing astonishing physical and mental energy. At the same time, a large amount of unfamiliar information also emerged in Lin Kay's mind. This information is all about how to use new ninjutsu, not how to practice it. When the system's enlightenment was over, Lin Kay put the Logia Thunder Fruit away, sat cross-legged on the deck, and began to fuse the physical and mental energy emerging in his body to form his own chakra. It didn't take long for Lin Kay's chakra amount to skyrocket, becoming a quarter stronger than before. After entering Grand Line for more than 5 months, Lin Kay's chakra volume has doubled. It took less than a year after obtaining the immortal body, but 1/3 of it had been developed. With the remaining 2/3 left, Lin Kay's immortal body has reached ultimate, and accompanying Dunji will also become the ultimate Yang 5. By then, even if Lin Kay's consciousness dies, his body will not die. If someone dares to use his cells to make a gene potion, or directly implant his cells, there is a high probability that his body will explode and die, and a very small probability that his strength will increase greatly. After integrating the physical energy and mental energy into chakra, Lin Kay digested the ninjutsu in his mind. Among these 10 feedbacks, there are also elemental ninjutsu, sealing techniques and wood style. Lin Kay has unlocked another wood style ultimate move. It's a pity that Lin Kay still hasn't obtained Sage Mode. If you have Sage Mode, Lin Kay's physical fitness and the power of all ninjutsu will increase astonishingly. If the magic chakra and Haki are combined, Lin Kay will be the nemesis of those with Logia ability, and he will no longer be afraid of the wood style that Logia uses to restrain him. The time came 3 days later. A piece of news shocked the world, but it was not the news that the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates was arrested and Teach became the new 7 Warlords of the Sea. But the news of the destruction of Enies Lobby. Just like the original work, Spandam still accidentally launched the Buster Call, and the Enies Lobby was bombarded by 10 warships and turned into a sea of flames. In order to cover up the scandal, the world government passed the blame on the Straw Hat Pirates. The Straw Hat Pirates, whose only captain had a bounty of 23 million Baileys, immediately became famous in the sea and became the most brilliant and dazzling supernova pirates in this generation. The bounties for all members of the Straw Hat Pirates were also distributed around the world through newspapers. Straw Hat Boy, Monkey D. Luffy, bounty of 355,500,000 Baileys, life or death. Pirate Hunter, Roronoa Zoro, with a bounty of 123 million belly, regardless of life or death. Blackfoot, Sanji, the bounty is 80 million belly, life or death. Pet, Chopper, with a bounty of 50 Baileys, life or death. King of Snipers, Usopp, with a bounty of 50 million Baileys, regardless of life or death. Shemale Bentham, the bounty is 60 million Baileys, life or death. Cyborg, Frankie, the bounty is 58 million Baileys, life or death. 6 people and 1 pet, but the total bounty reached an astonishing more than 600 million. The Straw Hat Pirates demonstrated what it means to become a blockbuster and soar into the sky. Other pirate groups also have excessive bounties, where officers and crew members are put on bounty one after another, with the bounty increasing from low to high. However, the Straw Hat Pirates suddenly offered bounties to all members, and 2 supernovae appeared at once. On this day, the whole world remembers the Straw Hat Kid and the Straw Hat Pirates. Also from East Blue, Lin Kay's limelight has been completely overshadowed by the Straw Hat Pirates. After all, the Impaler has not appeared for several months. No one knows whether he is dead, has left the first half of the Grand Line, or has entered the New World. Just when the Straw Hat Pirates were becoming famous, Lin Kay, who was moving at full speed, also met Karina and the girls in Alabasta. Yes, meet at Alabasta, not East Blue or Upside Down Mountain. It has been about 3 weeks since Lin Kay and Karina separated. During this time, Nami had already persuaded Nuo Chigao to go to sea with them. Nokigao, who had eaten the Paramesha gate fruit, also opened the door, allowing the sailboat to ignore the red line and directly, space jump, to the Grand Line. While Lin Kay was still busy, Karina and the other girls took Nokigao through their route. Finally, Vivi wanted to go back to see her father and Karu, so the girls waited for Lin Kay in Albana. Lin Kay entered the palace instantly and followed his perception to find Karina and the girls. Seeing Lin Kay return, Karina and the girls who were playing cards in Vivi's room suddenly looked surprised. Lin Kay, you are back. Vivi and Nami walked up together, holding Lin Kay's arms from left to right. Well, I kept you waiting. Lin Kay smiled and nodded, then looked at Nuo Chigao, who was standing next to Karina, and asked knowingly, is this Nuo Chigao? Dada. Nami nodded repeatedly and said with a smile, last time you left in too hasty, the villagers and Nokigao thanked you in person. Almost as soon as Nami finished speaking, Nochigao walked up to Lin Kay and bowed. Captain, thank you for saving Kokoja village and taking care of Nami during this time. You're welcome, Nami is my navigator, it's natural for me to take care of her. Lin Kay performed a head-touching kill on Nami, looked at Nuauchi and laughed loudly. From now on, we are all companions, you don't need to call me captain, just call me Lin Kay like Nami and the others. Nuo Chigao straightened up, nodded vigorously, and said with a bright smile on his face, Lin Kay, please give me some advice. Please give me more advice. Lin Kay looked at the blue tattoos on Nuoki's high collarbone and arms and couldn't help but ask, I heard Nami talk about the tattoos. Do you want me to help you remove them? Nami was slightly stunned, then said with a look of surprise, Lin Kay, does it mean that your medical ninjutsu can even remove tattoos? Lin Kay smiled and promised, and there won't be any traces left. Then I'll trouble you. No need for Nami's persuasion, Nokigao said politely, just help me remove the tattoo on my collarbone. I want to keep the tattoo on my right hand. Okay, of course Lin Kay knows why Nokigao didn't remove the tattoo on his arm. Because Nami has a tattoo on her left arm. It used to be the logo of the Dragon Pirates, but now it is a modified windmill and orange, which has a profound meaning that Nami does not want to remove. Nokigao is also unwilling to remove all tattoos and wants to keep this memory of the past. This sisterly love is enviable and moving. Please, Lin Chen. Nami also held Lin Kay's arm and said, give it to me. Lin Kay didn't waste any time and removed Nokigao's tattoo directly on the spot. Using exactly that, chakra scalpel. This is one of the ninjutsu that Lin Kay acquired in the 3rd stage. This ninjutsu is both an offensive ninjutsu and an auxiliary ninjutsu. Anyone touched by chakra scalpel will have their muscles and meridians cut off, and they can even be easily disemboweled and transplanted with organs. With just one touch, Lin Kay scraped off Nokia's tattooed skin, and then injected the Yongdun chakra full of life force to immediately repair the necrotic cells and make Nokia's scars disappear. Wow, there's no trace at all. It feels like Lin Kay has become stronger again. Karina was slightly surprised. The smart girl guessed the truth right away. Thank you, Lin Kay. Seeing her white and smooth collarbone restored, Nuo Chigao was also very happy and expressed her heartfelt thanks to Lin Kay. You are welcome. Lin Kay still said the same thing, and said with a smile, I will ask you to protect Nami and the others from now on, Nuo Chigao. Well, this is my responsibility. Nuo Chigao nodded vigorously, his eyes full of determination. This is why she chose to give up guarding the Orange Grove and go to sea with Nami and the others. Compared to the Orange Grove, what she wants to protect most is her sister. I believe Belmere will support her choice if she knows it. Nokigao is full of gratitude to Lin Kay who gave her this power. Even if they haven't met each other before, Nuo Chigao is already full of affection for Lin Kay. And now, her favor is even higher. After helping Nojiko remove the tattoo, Lin Kay took out the Logia Thunder Fruit and handed it to Nami, who was smiling as if she was the happiest girl in the world, and said, "Nami, this is the devil fruit for you." Nami was shocked again. She didn't expect to be even more happy today. Before Nami could take the thunder fruit and ask what kind of devil fruit it was, Robin, who had been watching with a smile, suddenly looked shocked and said, "Is this Logia Thunder Fruit?" Thunder fruit. The girls were slightly stunned, and then Karina said with envy, "It's Logia again. Little cat, you are so lucky." .00. Is it the same Logia as Vivi? Nami played with the thunder fruit happily and subconsciously said, "Thunder fruit, can this devil fruit turn me into thunder and lightning?" Robin calmed down and said, "Logia Thunder Fruit is one of Logia's strongest abilities, even among the 3 series of devil fruits, it is invincible." Death. Karina and the other girls couldn't help but take a breath of cold air and said in a trembling voice, the strongest Logia. Invincible ability. Nami also had beautiful eyes sparkling, looking at Lin Kay with a smile on her face, she immediately. I couldn't help but threw myself into his arms, rubbed my little face against his chest, and cheered, "I love you so much, Lin Kay." Lin Kay touched Nami's head and said with a smile, "Okay, eat the devil fruit quickly, be careful not to drop it on the ground and break it." Dita. Nami nodded vigorously, then held the thunder fruit carefully, and bit into it without even peeling the skin. As the pulp entered his mouth and was chewed, Nami's little face suddenly wrinkled. Fortunately, there is Vivi as an example. Nami suppressed the nausea of exploding taste buds and quickly swallowed the pulp. Immediately, Nami quickly threw away the remaining pulp as if she had picked up the most disgusting thing in the world. Before Karina and the others could ask, Nami closed her beautiful eyes and began to feel the changes in her body. The moment he swallowed the pulp, Nami's bloodline factors had been reorganized, deriving abilities that were like talent. Sizzling. Wisps of electric arcs appeared out of thin air, surrounding Nami's delicate body. Nami opened her eyes and raised her little hands. As the harsh sound of electric current sounded, Nami's little jade white hands immediately turned into blue-white electric current. Karina and the other girls were affected by the current, and quickly took a few steps back to distance themselves from Nami. Like Vivi's dryness when using her abilities, Nami's hands also exude the properties of thunder fruit. Destruction. At this moment, Lin Kay's body met another powerful helper. 2 top Logia, 2 top Paramesha. Except for those super strong men who have reached the pinnacle of mental skills and physical strength, even the Emperor's deputy and top cadres will not be the opponents of the 4 girls of Nami. If you think about it carefully, Perona's body is hiding in a different space. The negative ghosts in the outside world can be ignored except for people with extremely strong Haki and people with a negative mentality. Anyone who gets hit will be instantly killed. Without the ability to enter a different space, Perona's true body cannot be found, nor can Perona's ghost fruit be eliminated. With Perona's passive ghost assist, no matter who fights Nami and Vivi, they can't go all out. The fruit abilities of Vivi and Nami happen to be one on the ground and one on the sky. Together, the 2 women can dominate the sky and the earth. Such a team is almost impossible to solve. Once the devil fruit prepared for Karina is obtained, the team will be even more confident. Chapter 51. The sound of thunder continued to sound over the palace of Albana, causing pedestrians outside the palace to look up at the sky in confusion. The sun was shining brightly and there were no clouds in the sky, so why was there a sound of thunder? If someone listened carefully, they would find that the thunder was not sounding in the sky, but coming from inside the palace. ZZ. Sometimes it changes into the shape of animals such as leopards, dragons, and birds, and blows all the targets erected in the open space into powder, leaving pits on the ground from the bombardment, 4 zeros, and large or small burn marks. Not only can it teleport, but it also has a powerful and incredibly fast long-range attack. It is worthy of being called the strongest ability of Logia. On the balcony of a room in the palace, Karina lay on the handrail, supporting her chin with one hand, looking at Nami who was familiar with the fruit ability and developing various moves below, and couldn't help but sigh. Lin Kay sat on the sofa on the balcony, reading a book while saying, "The thunder fruit can be called the strongest, not only because of its strong attack power, but also because of its comprehensiveness. In addition to speed and destructive power, Thunderfruit also has an ability called radio waves, which will give Nami a very amazing perception ability, and can easily eavesdrop on all sounds within the range of the two small islands. If Nami awakens observation Haki, she can also merge Haki with radio waves to form a god's perspective that can peek at the two islands. And the lightning of Thunderfruit can be high-voltage electricity that destroys everything, or it can be electrotherapy that heals the body and develops potential. With this ability, no matter how you exercise in the future, you will not have any hidden diseases. And electrotherapy can also improve your digestive ability, allowing your body to absorb more energy without overdoing it, and you don't have to worry about getting fat. Hearing the last sentence, Karina's beautiful eyes suddenly lit up and said, "Really? No matter how much you eat, you won't get fat?" "Of course." Lin Kay nodded very affirmatively. "Tisk, I'm even more envious." Looking at Nami, who seemed to have gotten her favorite toy and was playing very hard, Karina couldn't help smacking her lips, and suddenly asked Lin Kay, "Lin Kay, is my devil fruit also Logia?" As if knowing that Karina's emotions were very complicated, Lin Kay finally put down the book, looked up at Karina, waved to her and said, "Want to know? Then come here." Karina walked over curiously. Before she could squat next to Lin Kay, she saw Lin Kay suddenly grab her little hand and pull her into his arms. Karina, who sat in Lin Kay's arms for the first time, instantly turned red at a speed visible to the naked eye. The usually bold girl suddenly lowered her head and her body stiffened. But soon, Karina's body relaxed. Lin Kay raised his hand and placed it on Karina's head, just like he did with Vivi and Nami, and touched her head, and whispered, "I gave the thunder fruit to Nami because this devil fruit is very compatible with Nami. Nami's body only needs to feel the sea breeze to know the climate change hundreds of miles away. With this talent, once she becomes a thunder fruit user, she can easily rule the sky." After saying that, Lin Kay leaned close to Karina's ear and whispered, "And the devil fruit I prepared for you is actually a rarer ability than Logia." Lin Kay's voice and the heat from his breath came to her ears, and Karina's ears instantly turned red, and her body felt numb for some reason, as if she was in close contact with Nami's electric current. After listening to Lin Kay's words, Karina whispered, "I'm not jealous, I'm just a little envious." After finishing speaking, Karina raised her head and looked at Lin Kay expectantly. "Really? My devil fruit is rarer than Logia?" Lin Kay smiled and nodded, jokingly, "If you don't want it, I can also prepare a Logia devil fruit for you." "No, I want what you prepared for me. I believe it must be the devil fruit that is most compatible with me." Karina immediately shook her head, and then looked at Lin Kay's handsome face. Suddenly, like Nami, she mustered up the courage to kiss her hard, then got up and fled the scene. Lin Kay, who received the girl's affection, slightly raised the corners of his mouth and felt extremely proud. After nearly half a year of watering, it's finally time for a good harvest. To deal with these two-dimensional traditional girls, Asashi is indeed the best choice. No wonder the main character Kakuzu in most of those harem comics is a Sasha. Even if you don't lick the dog inappropriately and never take the initiative, you will still be surrounded by beautiful people. Asashi, God forever. Nami played down there for a long time, and then teleported back until his physical strength was almost at the bottom. By this time, it was already dusk. Vivi and the other girls, who took Nuochigao out shopping, also came back from outside. At night, Lin Kay and his gang attended the dinner prepared for them by Cobra. After dinner, Lin Kay and Cobra went to the royal bathhouse to take a bath and chatted for a while. At night, Lin Kay stood on the balcony of his room, admiring the bright starry sky that was rarely seen in the original world, while sharing the information from the magic clone. After a long time, Lin Kay returned to the room and lay on the soft bed. Swish. Just when Lin Kay was about to close his eyes and rest, a blue-white light suddenly illuminated the dimly lit room. The location where the light appeared was just above Lin Kay's bed. The light condensed into a ball and quickly turned into a girl in pajamas, landing on Lin Kay's body. Looking at Nami, who was holding his hands on both sides of his head and looking at him with beautiful eyes full of soft light, Lin Kay laughed and joked, "Coming to a boy's room so late is a very dangerous thing." "Really, how dangerous is it?" Nami asked with a smile, putting his head in front of Lin Kay, almost forehead to forehead, nose to nose, with only each other's eyes in sight. Lin Kay didn't talk nonsense and went straight to the A with, Then the positions of the two were reversed. Did I come at the wrong time? Just when the war was about to escalate, a voice suddenly reached the ears of Lin Kay and Nami. Looking in the direction of the sound, there was a beautiful figure made of sand standing on the balcony illuminated by the moonlight. Vivi looked at the two of them with a red face. Nami was so embarrassed that she was about to teleport away, but Lin Kay's next words made her stop and was stunned. I saw Lin Kay sitting up, reaching out to Vivi and saying, "No, you came at just the right time." The arm turned into a branch and stretched out, like a big hand stretching out from the darkness, grabbing her in. The war that had just been extinguished has reignited again. The next morning, the palace restaurant. Lin Kay sat at the long dining table, eating breakfast made by Ikarem's wife. Karina looked at the positions of Vivi and Nami and wondered, strange, why didn't Vivi and Nami come to training today? They didn't even eat breakfast. Vivi must be busy, after all, she is the sole heir of the kingdom. Robin said with a smile. Nami, she probably overplayed yesterday and accidentally exhausted her energy. Lin Kay nodded in agreement. It was true that his physical strength was exhausted, but it was not that his fruit ability was overused. Instead, he kept running wildly on the ladder of adulthood, running all night before he could see the end, and appreciate the scenery that can only be seen by becoming a god. Like her, there is Vivi. Facing Lin Kay, who has the body of an immortal, and Vivi and Nami, who have the body of an ordinary person, they are simply vulnerable. After 21 years of accumulated artillery bombardment, it soon turned into a puddle of mud. Lin Kay, who easily won 1 against 2, almost didn't enjoy himself. We need to get them the 6 types of cultivation method as soon as possible and train them into lines of superhuman beings. Time flies, and a few days pass in the blink of an eye. In the past few days, Lin Kay has lived like a winner in life. After climbing the ladder of adulthood with Lin Kay, Vivi and Nami no longer hide their feelings for Lin Kay, and their usually intimate behavior becomes even sweeter. Except for Perona, who was as innocent as a piece of paper, Robin and the girls all saw that Vivi and Nami had taken the final step with Lin Kay. This scene made Karina grit her teeth. She was obviously the second one, but Vivi sneaked away. But Karina had no choice. Who let Vivi be saved by a hero? At that time, she had just let go of her guard against Lin Kay, and Vivi was already ahead of her and Nami. But Nami actually synchronized with Vivi, which made Karina feel sour. Because Nami's initiative was instigated and assisted by her. When she first discovered the relationship between Lin Kay and Vivi, Nami consulted the extremely flexible Karina. It was Karina who asked Nami to be bolder, and she was responsible for helping Nami hold Vivi down. As a result, after a few months, Karina had developed a great liking for Lin Kay. As an orphan, she was immersed in Lin Kay's tenderness and doting at some point. When she realized that her feelings for Lin Kay had changed qualitatively, she finally plucked up the courage to express her feelings to Lin Kay. Vivi and Nami arrived at the finish line quietly. At this moment, Karina finally realized what Nami was feeling a few years ago. Is this what a backstab feels like? It hurts, because it hurts. Lin Kay, Nami and Vivi had no idea about Karina's thoughts. Because in the past few days, they seemed to have forgotten the people around them and were immersed in the happy life of the three of them. They studied the specific writing methods of Yaozi and Kunzi every day. Whether they were eating, drinking, playing, bathing or sleeping, they were always stuck together, as if they were stuck together with glue. Even Robin was speechless. Fortunately, this is a palace and not a relatively small sailing ship. Otherwise, they would hear their sweet words all the time, and Robin and the girls would definitely get mad. This honeymoon period didn't end until a piece of news spread around the world. The title of the news is, "The captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates, Fire Fist, Portgas D. Ace is arrested. The new 7 warlords of the sea, Blackbeard, Marshal D. Teach, close double-angle bracket." As the world economic news spread to all parts of the world, this news soon caused a sensation in the sea. From New World, which is the strongest sea, to East Blue, which is relatively closed in information, there is a sense of depression that a storm is coming. Whitebeard is scarier than the devil. This nursery rhyme is more famous than the story of Rolando, the king of tackle. Children can sing it. If you want to say that the strongest one-on-one player is Kaido. But when it comes to the strongest man in the world, everyone will think of the man who dominated the great pirate era for 22 years and made this era started by One Piece his own era of uncrowned king. Whitebeard, Edward Newgate. As the pirate group of the world's strongest man, the Whitebeard pirates are also recognized as the strongest pirate group in the world. There are 16 divisions, each with a combat power equivalent to that of the New World's great pirate group, with a total of more than 1,600 people. There are 43 affiliated pirate groups under his command, each captain is a strong man in the New World, and the total number is 50,000. It is these 51,000 people that make all the pirate groups and franchised countries in New World, even Marine, dare not provoke them. After all, everyone knows that anyone who dares to bully Whitebeard's son will bear the wrath of the entire Whitebeard pirates. Therefore, the news of Sachi's murder shocked the whole world. And now, the news of Ace's arrest has once again shocked the world. Everyone has a hunch that a top battle that will change the world is probably coming. Even if this top battle doesn't come, the pattern of New World will change. After all, if Whitebeard gives in, it means telling the whole world that this lion is really old. Those sons who either really worship him or want to be protected by Whitebeard will also have doubts about their father, or they will no longer feel safe, and internal conflicts will arise on their own. At that time, the war against the Sea Emperor will be ignited in the New World. As a result, the world's attention is focused on the Whitebeard pirates. All the major forces have released their spies, trying to collect the movements of the Whitebeard pirates. However, in the next period of time, the Whitebeard pirates seemed to disappear out of thin air. All marine surveillance ships were sunk, and specially trained birds and animals would die violently once they passed over a certain sea area. The world only knows that the Whitebeard pirates gathered 43 affiliated pirate groups scattered around the world, and then they all disappeared. At the same time, Naval Headquarters also announced that in half a month, Fire Fist, Portgas d'Ace will be publicly executed on Marineford Island in Naval Headquarters, and summon tens of millions of elite officers from marine branches around the world, soldiers. The major vice admirals also represent the world government to summon the 7 warlords of the sea. The actions of the Whitebeard pirates and Naval Headquarters also make it more likely that the battle on the top will break out. For fear of being in trouble, all the major forces in the New World, whether it is the pirate group or the kingdom, have consciously stopped the war to seize territory and expand territory. The world's largest GU breeding farm, where the big ones are eating the small ones and the small ones are swallowing the big ones all the time, has become rare and quiet. Blackbeard, isn't this Teach? Karina and the other girls also saw the news of Ace's arrest. However, their focus was different from that of the rest of the world. Instead, their eyes fell on the other half of the headlines. Looking at the photos posted on the headlines, Karina couldn't help but turn her head to look at Lin Kay sitting on the sofa, and instantly guessed the truth. Lin Kay, you didn't go to Kokoja village with us, wasn't it just to help Teach capture this Fire Fist Ace? That's part of the reason. Lin Kay held Nami's small waist, opened his mouth to enjoy the feeding of Vivi sitting on the armrest of the sofa, and said with a smile, but I didn't take action, but let Teach and Fire Fist Ace both lose, and then wait until Teach wins, then let him help me capture the Thunder Fruit while he is at his weakest. Otherwise, this guy is very likely to covet Thunder Fruit and directly quarrel with me. Looking at Lin Kay's handsome smiling face, Nami suddenly said with love, Lin Kay, thank you. After saying that, Nami couldn't help but hugged Lin Kay's neck and told Karina how long the French girls could last. Hey, that's enough for you, don't push yourself too far. 30-round flower hook claw. Looking at the two people kissing each other, Karina and the girls had different reactions. Karina broke her guard, and Perona covered her face with her hands in embarrassment, but secretly opened her fingers. Nuo Chigao opened her mouth slightly, frightened by her sister's boldness. Robin was the most direct, crossing his hands on his chest, using his fruit ability to grow a large number of arms on Nami's body, tightening Nami's jaw, and turning her head forcefully. In an instant, Nami's body turned into blue-white electricity. When the electric current reassembled Nami's body, Nami suddenly said angrily, Sister Robin, do you want to kill me? Ah, it's a pity that I didn't succeed. Robin nodded and smiled evilly. When I leave Alabasta, I have to take a seastone handcuff with me. In this case, I should be able to succeed next time. Quote. I agree. Karina immediately raised her hands and said. Hee, I was wrong. Seeing that he had really made the public angry this time, Nami quickly stuck out his tongue and confessed. You guys chat, I'll make a phone call. Lin Kay did not participate, but got up and returned to his room to get down to business. I saw Lin Kay taking out the phone bug and dialing a phone number that was apparently the most prestigious. Buru Bulu. Buru Bulu. The phone bug with a dull face kept making unique shouts from his mouth. With a click, the phone bug suddenly changed from dull to condescending, and said indifferently, Who are you? Where did you get this phone number? Lin Kay smiled and said, Dear Five Elders, hello to you. Unfamiliar voice. Since you know what kind of existence you are talking to, then tell me your purpose. The phone bug's appearance changed again, and he was still so condescending. I hope you are not wasting our time. He deserves to be the world's top leader. What a terrifying aura. Lin Kay laughed and joked, and then introduced himself. My name is Lin Kay, and the world calls me Piercing Man. Quote. It turns out to be you, Logia, the user with the Sensen Fruit ability. Last year, it disrupted the situation among East Blue's franchised countries, helped Cobra defeat Crocodile, and turned the deserted Aluma back into an oasis city. As a mercenary and bounty hunter, did you get this bug number from Cobra? Hearing Lin Kay's name and title, the phone bug's expression quickly changed, and the conversation of Five Elders came out. Yes, I got this number from King Cobra as the reward I asked for. Then what is your purpose? Lin Kay raised the corner of his mouth slightly and said, I want the identity of 7 warlords of the sea. It's not unexpected. It's a pity that your call was late. A few months ago, we would have unanimously agreed for you to fill the vacant seat, but now 7 warlords of the sea is full. Lin Kay smiled meaningfully. No, it's not too late. Oh, the 5 elders instantly understood what Lin Kay meant, and their tone changed. Which Shichibukai did you attack? Gecko Moria. Lin Kay said. In the past few months, I have been chasing Crocodile Lado, who just completed the title role not long ago. During the chase, I passed through the Devil's Triangle and visited Gecko Moria, who was happy to give me his seat. Quote. This is also the third thing that Lin Kay did not say at the beginning. The letter he left for Gecko Moria also specifically reminded Gecko Moria that he would take away his Shichibukai seat. During this period, Perona also called Gecko Moria several times. Gecko Moria, whose 10 years of accumulation had been wiped out, has also accepted the reality. Yes, we agree that you will take Gecko Moria's seat. Tomorrow you'll see the news you want. 5 elders agreed to Lin Kay without hesitation, without sending anyone to verify it. Extraordinary times, extraordinary treatment. All they want is a reason. Even if Lin Kay doesn't defeat Gecko Moria, they will kill someone and make Lin Kay the new 7 warlords of the sea. Compared with the top Logia, Gecko Moria, a lost dog that has been hiding in the Devil's Triangle for 10 years, is not worth mentioning at all. Now the possibility of a battle breaking out is close to 100%. With Lin Kay, the top Logia, on their side, the pressure on Marine's side will definitely be less. After all, top Logia is synonymous with natural disasters. That kind of large-scale move can easily destroy a large number of miscellaneous fish. He deserves to be the world's top leader. I'm so angry. Lin Kay complimented. You should have seen today's news. Since you have become a Shichibukai, you must accept the forced summons. Hearing this, Lin Kay grinned and said, Of course, no problem. I chose to join 7 warlords of the sea at this time because I don't want to miss this great battle that will change the world. HMPH, what a daring brat. Okay, come over to Mariajoy as soon as possible. After saying that, 5 elders hung up the phone. The next day, a piece of news once again attracted the attention of the world. The headline of the news is, The Bounty Hunter Becomes a Legal Pirate. The new member of the 7 Warlords of the Sea, the man who kills Crocodile and replaces the Shadow Mage, piercing the boat. In January of Sea Circle Calendar 1520, Piercer, Lin Kay became famous around the world and attracted a lot of attention with his top-level Logia and the record of wiping out 4 pirate groups in 10 minutes. After missing for several months, the limelight was gradually overshadowed by the subsequent supernova, and now he finally appeared in front of the world again. The achievements brought about by this strong return also shocked Dahai. Because this impaler actually stepped on the heads of a former 7 Warlords of the Sea and a current 7 Warlords of the Sea, and became a member of one of the 3 major forces that maintain order in the sea. For a time, Lin Kay actually stole a lot of limelight. Ha ha ha. As expected of Lin Kay, he moves so fast. Looking at today's news, Teach let out a unique laugh. In my heart, I was full of expectations for the upcoming public execution. I wish the time would jump to half a month later. As long as the gamble is successful, he will have the world's top combat power. With the power to shock everyone, he can expose the secrets of dark fruit without any scruples, attract those who are ambitious and powerful, and quickly form a group that is fearless of the 4 Emperors pirate group and naval headquarters, and even the overlord of the world government. Power, the throne of Omikaku Pirate King. This impeller plans everything just to enter Impel Down's eternal hell. Whose devil fruit does he want to seize? Lafayette turned the staff sword in his hand and analyzed. In the past 22 years, the only legendary pirates who have been captured in Impel Down are the Golden Lion and the Red Earl. Among them, only the Golden Lion is an ability user, and it didn't take long for him to become the first pirate in history to successfully escape from Impel Down. In addition to these 2 legendary pirates, the most famous one is Devil's Descendant. Douglas Bullet. The world government launched the Buster Call, and sent Sengoku, the Buddha who was still an admiral at the time. There are also marine heroes, and the current 3 admirals crusade against the sea. The thief seems to be a Paramesha fusion fruit user. Quote, could it be that the devil fruit he wants to capture is the Paramesha fusion fruit? Hearing this, Naochi's smile froze slightly. Obviously, Lafayette's words reminded him of those 3 devil fruits. Logia Sand fruit, Paramesha Gate fruit, and Logia Thunder fruit are all top-notch devil fruits, among which Logia Thunder fruit is also known as Logia's strongest devil fruit. Even Teach is very excited about this devil fruit. Teach, who is familiar with the Devil Fruit Illustrated book, is very familiar with Thunder Fruit's abilities. Teleportation that ignores all obstacles, ultra-wide-range radio waves, electrotherapy that heals and develops potential, and electric heat that destroys everything. Moreover, these 4 abilities can be combined with each other to form a more powerful and unsolvable energy. With his monster-like physical strength, Teach is very confident that as long as he captures the Thunder Fruit, his combat power will immediately be no less than Marine 3 Admiral. Moreover, the teleportation that ignores all obstacles is combined with the dark water that needs to be touched to seal the Devil Fruit. What a terrifying combination would that be? By then, he will be the strongest Logia user in history. Unfortunately, Teach's illusions were shattered. He could only watch Lin Kay take the Logia Thunder Fruit from his hand, and he did not dare to show his dissatisfaction at all. With these 3 devil fruits as examples, Teach knows without thinking that the devil fruit Lin Kay wants to impel down to capture is definitely the top devil fruit. But even if Teach knew, there was nothing he could do. So he could only comfort himself and laugh, thief ha ha ha. It doesn't matter, as long as the plan is realized, he will never threaten us again. Let's go, kids, let's go Mariajoy. At the same time, the 7 warlords of the sea located in the front and rear halves of the Grand Line also began to leave for the Holy Land, Mariajoy. The fastest among them is naturally Bartholomew Kuma, who has been completely transformed and is now numbered PX0. The butterfly effect appears again. Octopus Hachi was killed by Lin Kay, Gecko Moria's 10 years of accumulation were reduced to 0, Brook got his shadow back, and the Straw Hat Pirates spent a lot of time renovating the Golden Mary. So after leaving the Seven Waters capital, they did not encounter Brook and Thriller Bark in the Devil's Triangle, and Zoro did not get the Black Blade Chushui. After leaving the Devil's Triangle, they didn't meet the Golden Lion on the way because they didn't have Nami. This old lion may still be preparing a plan to destroy East Blue. If Ace hadn't been arrested in advance, Golden Lion might have already started taking action. Now, he should also be waiting to see this battle at the top that is likely to break out, wanting to see how Newgate, his former companion and opponent, will choose and what the outcome will be. Without encountering the Golden Lion, Luffy's protagonist aura also lost a dazzling characteristic. This characteristic is the King of Theater. In Lin Kay's original world, One Piece has a very famous joke. That is, no matter how awesome you are, if you have the talent, come to the theater version and give it a try. He was still a supernova and could defeat the legendary pirates. He was clearly defeated by Kaido with a stick, but he was able to defeat Douglas Bullet, whose strength was only one less than Kaido's Conqueror's entanglement. In the game, he defeated the Red Earl of the 10 legendary pirates by relying on his mouth escape. These exaggerated achievements have also caused a large number of readers to joke that even if One Piece is resurrected, it will still lose to Luffy in the theatrical version. Luffy also gained the title of Theater King. Because Hachi was killed, the Straw Hat Pirates did not encounter Kami on their way to the Sabayati Archipelago, and naturally the Celestial Dragons were not beaten. But when they arrived at Sabayati Archipelago, Rayleigh took the initiative to find them. At this time, the news of Ace's arrest happened to spread around the world. Seeing his adopted brother being arrested, Luffy jumped up and down anxiously, asking Rayleigh where Marine would keep Ace. After learning that he would be imprisoned until Impel Down, Luffy immediately rushed to Impel Down. Rayleigh felt very helpless about Luffy's hot blood, and could only explain to him the location and danger of Impel Down. But Luffy's next plea made Rayleigh look dull. "Rayleigh, can you help me? You are the deputy of the Pirate King, right? Ace's father is Roger, aren't you and Ace's father companions? Please help me, please." "Roger, he actually has descendants." Luffy's words shocked Rayleigh, Shachi, and even the Straw Hat Pirates. So, Rayleigh and Sharky took action. In the original work, when Ace's identity was revealed, the Summit War had already begun, and Rayleigh had no time to prepare. And now, how could Rayleigh watch the captain's only bloodline being killed? Lin Kay had no idea about any of this. However, he sent a wood clone over to see if the Celestial Dragons being beaten would happen, and to prepare to cut off the fate between Luffy and Hancock. Hancock and Daughter's Island are both part of Lin Kay's plan. He would not give up the most beautiful woman in the world to Luffy. Time flies, and there are only 3 days left until Ace is publicly executed. On this day, Lin Kay, who set off from Alabasta, finally arrived at the Holy Land of Mariajoy. Of course, he came alone. Karina and the girls have already gone to carry out the tasks assigned by him. No wonder you have to abandon ship on the first and last half of the Grand Line via Mariajoy. Sitting in the box on the back of the snail, Lin Kay looked at the outside world through the window, and finally understood how the people above Mariajoy got down from above, and how the people below got up. It turns out that their mode of transportation is a giant snail similar to the one in the Germa Kingdom. Various things can be installed on the backs of these snails. It can be a box like a Ferris wheel, or it can be a house or a small boat. The Kingdom of Germa is a territory composed of a large number of giant snails. The combined part is a mobile kingdom, and the divided part is a super fleet filled with mercenaries and killers. Taking a giant snail to the port of Mariajoy, Lin Kay had just disembarked when he saw a middle-aged man wearing a cloak of justice and with the rank of Rear Admiral walking over. "Your Excellency Mr. Impaler, please come with me." Headquarters Rear Admiral said. "To avoid unnecessary trouble, you Shichibukai can only operate in designated areas." "Okay, lead the way," Lin Kay said without caring. Under the guidance of the Rear Admiral from the headquarters, Lin Kay came to a luxurious building, walked in the luxuriously decorated corridor, and soon came to 10 proud doors. "Please come in." Headquarters Rear Admiral stopped in front of the door, raised his hand and gestured to Lin Kay. Lin Kay, who sensed several powerful auras inside, couldn't help but raise the corners of his mouth slightly, and pushed the door directly in. Just like walking out of an air-conditioned room in the summer, Lin Kay entered a completely different atmosphere. Even the Rear Admiral headquarters outside the door did not dare to stay at all. He just glanced inside, swallowed quickly, and left quickly. Behind the door was a conference hall, with a huge round table occupying half of the space. In front of the round table, there were already several figures sitting, both men and women, with different figures, temperaments, and even sitting postures. However, every figure in the figure is a famous presence in the sea. Ha ha ha. Has the last newcomer arrived too? The unique laughter reached his ears. Lin Kay looked at Teach, who was eating Sakura peach pie, and instantly understood what he meant. Obviously, Teach doesn't want to recognize Lin Kay and hopes they can pretend not to know each other. So, Lin Kay smiled disdainfully and said, "Only young people arrive early. Do I have the habit of arriving early?" These arrogant and provocative words immediately attracted the attention of the entire audience. Mihawk, who put his feet on the table, resting his head with his eyes closed, and Hancock, who was not sitting on a chair but sitting on his pet Salome, all opened their eyes and looked at Lin Kay. Go for the piercing gaze. Among them, Mihawk is sizing up Lin Kay, but his eagle-like eyes are full of the sharpness of a swordsman. Seeing that Lin Kay was not a swordsman, he didn't care about Lin Kay's provocation and closed his eyes again. Hancock's eyes were full of evil. If this was not the place of her nightmare, the delicate and savage empress would have exploded, turning all the men present into stone and kicking them to pieces. But Hancock, who was afraid of attracting attention and accidentally exposing the dragon's hoof behind his back, could only endure Lin Kay's provocation and closed his beautiful eyes again. At the same time, I comforted myself in my heart. I just want to repay my kindness. After the summit war is over, I will never set foot in this place again. As for Bartholomew Kuma, he completely ignored Lin Kay. After all, he is now on standby. Not to mention Teach, no one knows Lin Kay's strong Yamato terror better than him. And, see hero, Jinbei is not here. He must have been imprisoned in Impel Down's eternal hell because he opposed the war with the Whitebeard pirates, just like in the original work. Then, only Doflamingo, who was squatting on the chair, appeared. Quote. Doflamingo looked at the high-spirited Lin Kay and couldn't help but let out a unique evil smile and said, I have admired Lin Kay for a long time. There is still a debt between us that has not yet been settled. Quote. Lin Kay sat next to Hancock, once again attracting the woman's unkind gaze. Looking at Doflamingo opposite, Lin Kay asked, why, you still owe me money and haven't paid it back. Doflamingo's smile faltered, veins appeared on his forehead, and he laughed in a low voice. You really forget things. You kill my little brother on Gaia Island, and snatch the things that were handed over to me. Worship, have you forgotten? Sorry, I forgot. Lin Kay spread his hands and said, after all, I have cleaned up too much garbage. How can I remember those little characters and their protective umbrella? What an arrogant answer. Hearing the humiliating words from the side, Doflamingo finally laughed angrily and said, originally I didn't care about the little money, but the attitude of you brat is really infuriating. Want to have a show? Lin Kay looked at Doflamingo with deep eyes, and blue arrogance emerged. A wave of air immediately roared out from his body and instantly filled the entire conference hall. Wherever the invisible air wave passed, everything seemed to have been hit, and small cracks immediately appeared. Mihawk and Hancock opened their eyes again and looked at Lin Kay. This time, even Bartholomew Kuma, who had been completely transformed, opened his eyes and scanned Lin Kay. Conqueror's Haki. No, this is not Conqueror's. It's not a ghost. What's going on with this guy's momentum and that blue flame? Teach paused slightly while eating Sakura peach pie, and a hint of shock and fear flashed across his expression while watching the show. At this moment, his observation Haki sensed that Lin Kay's body contained an energy as vast as the sea. Could it be said that this is the photosynthetic energy of Logia sensen fruit? The pupils under Doflamingo's sunglasses also tightened. Before he could respond, Lin Kay, who was exuding blue arrogance, raised his two fingers and said, you are a born evil guy, I will. Boom. At this moment, the door of the conference hall was pushed open forcefully. A majestic shout then reached the ears of Lin Kay and others. Calm down for a moment, you see trash. Buddha Sengoku, with his long beard tied into a twist and a seagull standing on his military cap, walked in with a document, interrupting the imminent battle. Taking a closer look at Lin Kay, just as Vice Admiral Crane said, Sengoku did not feel murderous or ghostly aura in him. In other words, the nature of this kid is really just like celestial dragons, a madman who treats killing as a game. It seems that if he doesn't come in, he will really take action against Doflamingo. Thinking of this, Lin Kay's threat level in Sengoku's heart was once again increased. Without talking nonsense to Lin Kay and others, Sengoku directly told them the battle plan. On the day of the public execution, he would also give them the key to unlock Fire Fist Ace's Seastone handcuffs. This is a little bit of respect on the surface. 7 Warlords of the Sea, after all, is an organization under the world government at the same level as the naval headquarters. It's just like Marine can't jump into war with the 4 Emperors pirate group without permission. Even Admiral cannot take action against Shichibukai without permission or evidence that Shichibukai violated the rules. Only Marshal Marine himself can unite these villains. Even the Four Emperors pirate group will feel the pressure and obey the orders and arrangements. Sengoku goes as quickly as it comes. It seems that if you stay with these sea garbage for a while, you can't help but spit it out. After the meeting, the Shichibukai did not sit still. Lin Kay stood up, looked at Doflamingo opposite, smiled disdainfully and said, "You're lucky, you won't be so lucky next time." Veins appeared on Doflamingo's forehead, and he said with a low voice and a ferocious smile, "How dare you say that, you little brat? If you're unhappy, do it after the war." Lin Kay smiled playfully. "I hope you still have the courage to talk to me like this at that time." After finishing speaking, Lin Kay left the conference hall. Doflamingo didn't take action either. He had just sensed the energy in Lin Kay's body. Being able to step on top of Crocodile and Gecko Moria, two of his contemporaries but who became famous earlier than him. They were both guys who left New World after failing to challenge the current Four Emperors. Lin Kay does have 7 warlords, of the sea's strength. Doflamingo is not confident in taking down Lin Kay. He has not yet collected Lin Kay's intelligence. As a result, if a fight breaks out between him and Lin Kay in Mariajoy, he will easily suffer a loss, and may even become the object of ridicule by the celestial dragons. Doflamingo is not afraid of taking a loss, but he doesn't want the guys who refuse to come back to laugh at him. But today, Doflamingo and Lin Kay are completely at odds. After the war is over, Doflamingo will definitely find an opportunity to repay Lin Kay. Of course, this is just Doflamingo's current thinking. Just when Lin Kay arrived at Mariajoy, Karina and the other girls also started taking action. I saw the Heart Pirates slowly coming out of a tavern on a small island in the illegal zone of the Sabayati archipelago, waiting for the submarine to be coated, ready to go to other areas to relax. However, as soon as they passed by an open space, they saw 3 beautiful girls walking towards them. The 3 beautiful girls appear to be of the same age, but their hair color and eye color are different. So beautiful, so cute. The one with blue hair is my type. I like the one with short orange hair. Looking at the 3 beautiful girls in front of them, the members of the Heart Pirates all had red hearts in their eyes. Only Trafalgar Law, who was carrying the ghost cry, frowned and quickly reprimanded, "Idiots, wake up quickly, those 3 women are not a good person." Hearing this, the members of the Heart Pirates suddenly woke up as if they had discovered something. Shachi raised his hand and pointed forward and said, "Captain, why can that pink-haired woman fly? Could it be that the golden lion is dead and the paramesha lion fruit was eaten?" "I don't know, maybe it is, maybe it's not," Trafalgar Law reminded with an ugly face. "Anyway, don't look at them with rude eyes. In this situation, it is better to do less than to do more." Unfortunately, the last thing Trafalgar Law wanted to see happened. They are the Heart Pirates, right? Well, that person is Trafalgar Law, the surgeon of death. Quote. After talking to Vivi, Nami took out a reward order from his body. After comparing it, he immediately smiled and said, "That's right, he is the person Lin Kay is looking for, Paramesha Op fruit ability user." Upon hearing this, Trafalgar Law did not hesitate at all, and directly raised his hand to condense a hemispherical mask. Room _ The photo mask expanded instantly, turning a space of several hundred meters in radius into a space area exclusive to Op fruit. Swish. As soon as the surgical field was formed, Trafalgar Law pulled out the ghost cry, ignoring hardness, mass and distance, and cut Nami and Vivi's bodies in half. The sneak attack was obviously successful, but Trafalgar Law's expression changed. Before he could use his baton to disrupt the bodies of Nami and Vivi, the 2 women's bodies turned into lightning and sand and reassembled. As for Perona next to them, it had no impact at all. Logia Thunder Fruit, Logia Sand Fruit. A large amount of cold sweat broke out on Trafalgar Law's face. He was no longer as calm as before. He quickly shouted loudly, "Everyone run away separately. Don't look back." After finishing speaking, Trafalgar Law increased his physical output and expanded the space of the surgical field more than 10 times, covering a radius of several kilometers. Immediately, all members of the Heart Pirates disappeared out of thin air. No wonder Lin Kay values this devil fruit so much. It turns out it has the same spatial ability as Nuo Chigao. Nami smiled and said, that sword was very powerful, but it's a pity that it met us. After saying those words, Nami turned into a bolt of lightning and disappeared. Vivi also turned into sand and drifted away in the wind. Only Perona, whose soul left her body, chose to fly into an air door that appeared out of thin air. 50 million volts discharge. Trafalgar Law had just appeared a few kilometers away when he saw the orange-haired girl appearing out of thin air in front of him. Nami, half of her body covered in blue-white electricity, releases a large number of razors towards Trafalgar Law. Just when Razor was about to drown Trafalgar Law, his figure disappeared out of thin air again. Nami also teleported to catch up. But the next second, Nami's little face was stunned for a few seconds. She had teleported behind Trafalgar Law and was about to attack him, but she suddenly appeared in an empty space with no one around. I see, did you transfer me? Nami suddenly realized and teleported again to catch up. As a result, Nami played a cat-and-mouse game with Trafalgar Law. Soon, Trafalgar Law's physical strength bottomed out. Every time he teleports to the end of the surgical field, he has to create a new hemispherical mask, which requires a lot of physical energy. A strong person in the field of transfer surgery also needs to expend a lot of physical strength. Trafalgar Law, which is just an ordinary person's physique, simply cannot withstand such consumption. When he entered a period of weakness, he was quickly caught by Nami, who had adapted to the transfer. I saw Nami teleporting continuously, giving Trafalgar Law no chance to lock in the transfer. God's judgment. After disrupting Trafalgar Law's spatial perception, Nami suddenly appeared a few meters in front of him. The lotus arm turned into a huge blue-white light beam, and at a speed of thousandths of a second, it drowned him. He had been using spatial perception to find Nami, but he forgot to use it. Looking to the naked eye at Trafalgar Law in front. Trafalgar Law, who was hit by the huge thunder pillar, suddenly twitched in the thunder sea, and was unable to even scream. When the thunder column passed through him, it broke a small red tree several hundred meters away. Trafalgar Law, whose body was covered with traces of electric burns and was exuding bursts of white mist, had already lost consciousness with his eyes turned white. With just one hit, Trafalgar Law was instantly killed. This is the power of Logia Thunder Fruit. Against those without Haki's defense, it is like a dimensionality reduction strike. If it weren't for Paramesha Op Fruit, it would be the ultimate fruit to master spatial abilities. In addition, Nami has not yet mastered Haki and cannot resist the shift in the field of surgery. With that move just now, Trafalgar Law was instantly defeated. The 3-day countdown is fleeting. Lin Kay, who had been in heavenly prison for 3 times in Mariajoy, finally waited for the day of public execution. On this day, people from world government and marine quickly came to notify Lin Kay and the 7 warlords of the sea. The former handed Fire Fist Ace's seastone handcuffs to Lin Kay and others, while the latter informed them to go to Marineford Island. Thieves, ha ha ha, I don't want to be on the same boat with them. Teach made his request. No problem, we will arrange a warship for you all. The person responsible for coming over to inform their headquarters, Rear Admiral, immediately conveyed this order. Now Marineford lacks everything except warships. The warships that transported 100,000 elite soldiers are now anchored in the Crescent Bay of Marineford Island and on the outskirts of the island, and there are dozens of them. It only takes less than 10 minutes to get to Sabayati Archipelago from the Gate of Justice. Sending 6 warships to pick them up was just a small matter. Seeing Marine agreeing to his request so readily, Teach smiled even more, and then secretly glanced at Lin Kay, immediately completing eye contact. After riding the giant snail down from Mary Joa, Mihawk and others boarded the warship one after another and headed for Marineford. The same goes for Lin Kay and Teach. However, after the Gate of Justice was closed, only 5 warships arrived at Marineford Island. The only people who got off the boat were Mihawk, Hancock, Doflamingo, Bartholomew Kuma and Lin Kay. Where's the guy who calls himself Blackbeard? Did you run away from the battle? Asshole, this is the time. Vice Admiral Doberman, who came to greet Lin Kay and his gang, said angrily, the pirates really can't be trusted. Ha, not surprising. After all, he is the murderer of Captain Saki of the 4th Squadron, and he is also the fuse of this war that is likely to break out. Doflamingo said with an evil smile. if the Whitebeard pirates really appear, then he will be the first target of fire. Mihawk, who was carrying the Black Sword Knight, said indifferently, how to deal with him is a matter between you and the world government. Now hurry up and lead the way. Humph, come with me. Doberman snorted coldly, turned around and led Lin Kay and his group to the location of 7 Warlords of the Sea. This location is at the top of the fortress wall of Crescent Bay and belongs to the front line among the front lines. If a powerful enemy wants to enter the square from Crescent Bay, it must pass through the first line of defense formed by the 7 Warlords of the Sea. In the square, 100,000 elites were already in place. Standing at the top of the wall, Lin Kay and his group could see densely packed figures. Behind the 100,000 elite troops are the marine generals from the headquarters and various branches. The most eye-catching among them are the giant troops, each of which is as big as a hill. Behind the general is the execution platform. Under the execution platform, there are 4 chairs, 3 on top and 1 on the bottom, which represent the Marines' highest combat power, the 3 admirals, and the exclusive chairs of the Marine heroes who represent the Marines' flag of justice. Lagging, what a spectacular picture. Looking at Marines' lineup, Doflamingo couldn't help but spread his arms and said with an evil smile, whether it's Marines' victory or the Whitebeard pirates' victory, we will witness the arrival of a new era. Lin Kay secretly glanced at Hancock next to him. If I read it correctly just now, this woman seemed to have secretly thrown the key she had been holding in her hand into the mouth of her pet Salome, and her mood also changed slightly. It seemed like he was relieved, and then immediately returned to his condescending and contemptuous arrogance. It's like being debt-free and being yourself again. But Lin Kay didn't pay too much attention because he was just a wood clone. In the special current that connects the 3 gates of justice, there is a warship heading towards the impel down in the windless zone at an extremely fast speed. Squeak. On the deck, there were several figures standing, varying in height. At this moment, the sound of opening the door suddenly sounded in the air. Lin Kay, this is the person you want. Nami held Trafalgar Law in one hand and a bag of fruit in the other hand, and slowly walked out of the different space. Taking the fruit from Nami's hand, Lin Kay raised his hand and performed a head-touching kill on her, and said with a smile, thank you for your hard work. Hee. Then I won't disturb you from doing your business, moi. Nami smiled brightly after receiving the compliment. Then he stood on tiptoes, kissed Lin Kay's lips hard, waved and returned to the different space. After the air door was closed, Lin Kay's eyes shifted to Teach and smiled, I'm going to trouble you again, Teach. Teach, who was peeping into another space and wanted to know who was the door fruit user, immediately laughed boldly and said, thief ha ha ha, it's a trivial matter. At the critical moment, Teach did not dare to fall out with Lin Kay. Otherwise, I am afraid that a water dragon will rise from the sky in the next second and sink them and the boat into the sea. So, Teach consciously took the fruit from Lin Kay and was about to start the grabbing ceremony. Poof! Lin Kay shot wooden thorns like arrows from his hands, bringing into the lives of the 3 captains who would bring down the 2 pirate emperors in the future. Lin Kay, who spared Lucci and others and prepared to fatten up before killing him, had no intention of fattening up Trafalgar Law before killing him. Because Paramesha op fruit is the strategic ultimate devil fruit, it is the devil fruit that he must snatch. If the op fruit is not captured at this time, after Teach obtains the ability of Paramesha shock fruit, Lin Kay will either have powerful combat power in another dimension, or give Teach the bargaining chip to give up the op fruit, otherwise it will be difficult. Obtain op fruit from Teach's hand. Now is the best time. Ding! You killed an enemy and gained 2.9% experience. With the death of Trafalgar Law, a notification sound immediately sounded in Lin Kay's mind, giving him another vague experience division. In the 4th stage of experience gain, the experience of supernova should be around 2%. As one of the 3 strongest captains, the experience provided by Trafalgar Law has just exceeded 2%, which means that other supernovas should be between 1.5%, 2%. Supernova's strength has already surpassed that of the Specimen Division Rear Admiral, and can even compete with the Vice Admiral Division, which has not yet mastered Haki. He is the strongest pirate in the first half of the Grand Line, and is also a very dazzling newcomer in the New World. 4 emperors see the thieves will be very excited about this good young man. This means that the current experience value of the vice admirals, who are also cannon fodder in front of the super strong, is only about 2.5%. If nothing else, the Shichibukai level experience has dropped to about 4%. As expected, it has been reduced by about 1%. According to this cutting method, when the template is unlocked to 80%, in the last two stages only the real captain of the big pirate group, the boss, and the high-level elite monsters second only to the boss can provide experience to Lin Kay. Just when Lin Kay was thinking this, Teach had also completed the fruit capture. As the black mist dissipated, Teach looked at the red heart fruit in his hand, his palm couldn't help but tremble slightly, and he almost couldn't help but crush the devil fruit on the spot. Although he had the previous 3 devil fruits as examples, Teach knew that the devil fruit Lin Kay asked him to capture was definitely the top ability among the 3 series of devil fruits. But he didn't expect that Lin Kay's prey this time was actually Paramesha Op fruit ability user. Teach, who is familiar with the devil fruit illustrated book and knows more secrets, is completely familiar with this devil fruit. In the black market, there is still no reward of 5 billion Baileys from the world government. The reason why the world government is so eager to obtain Paramesha Op fruit is for the ultimate power of devil fruit, the ageless surgery. Whether they are strong men or those in high positions, they all dream of eternal life. Teach is no exception, and now, the devil fruit, which hopes to make him immortal, is in his hands. But soon, he will hand over this devil fruit to others. Thinking of this, Teach's heart began to ache. It's important to have strong intelligence capabilities. Is it great to be able to continuously capture people with top abilities? If you have the ability, just wait for me to seize Dad's devil fruit, and then bring these prey in front of me. Let's see if I don't catch them all. Teach, who kept roaring in his heart, could only show a simple smile on his face, handed the Op fruit to Lin Kay and said, "Ha ha ha ha. As expected of you, Lin Kay, congratulations on getting another one, top-notch devil fruit." Looking at Teach, who was smiling brightly but actually having ups and downs of emotions, Lin Kay did not reveal the truth, but took the Op fruit and said with a smile, "Thank you for your hard work, Teach." "Ha ha ha, you're welcome." Looking at his own captain scratching his head and smiling innocently, Lafayette and others were speechless for a while. "Too tolerant, the boat people are evil. We all feel aggrieved for you." Even so, Lafayette and others did not dare to say anything. At this moment, they all felt insignificant and looked forward to the pie that Teach had drawn for them even more. As long as their captain succeeds in his big gamble, they will rise as quickly as possible. By then, they will never suffer such injustice again. Just when Lin Kay got the Op fruit, Marineford also started the world live broadcast. Image phone bugs all over the world woke up from their slumber one after another as if they had received some signal, raised their heads and shot a beam of light from their eyes, landing on the screen in front of them. As white snowflakes flickered, Marineford Island immediately appeared on the screen. The first thing that catches the eyes of the world is the tallest building with the word Justice engraved on it, which represents the naval headquarters that maintains order in the sea, the sharpest spear of justice in the hands of the world government. Then the screen began to switch to a split screen, projecting all the lineups of 100,000 elites, marine generals, giant troops, and 7 warlords of the sea. Finally, Marine San Admiral appeared wearing suits of different colors and a cloak of justice, sitting on the sofa and posing in different poses. Even though they are thousands of miles apart, everyone in the world feels a suffocating aura from these scenes. The more knowledgeable people are, the more they sweat and their eyes tremble. After all, this lineup is really terrifying. They even couldn't help but wonder. Is it necessary to put together the strongest lineup to execute the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates? Could it be that they are really sure that the Whitebeard Pirates will come? Are the Whitebeard Pirates really that powerful? And their doubts were soon answered. On the screen, Martial Marine and the Marine hero representing Marine's flag of justice also appeared under the execution platform. The former goes up, the latter goes down. At the same time, Marine was asked to put together the strongest lineup, and it was also one of the triggers that would probably cause the Summit War to break out. Fire Fist, Portgas Ace, who was wearing seastone handcuffs, was also escorted away. On the execution platform, Sengoku glanced at the 100,000 elites below, and also at the image phone bugs, as if he was looking at the whole world. Immediately, He took out a loudspeaker phone bug from his body, glanced at Ace who was kneeling next to him, and asked calmly, "Ace, who is your father?" Ace was startled for a moment, and then said without hesitation, "My father is a mustache." "Wrong. That's right, my father is Whitebeard. Your mother's name is Portgas D. Rouge." Sengoku suddenly spit out this name, causing Ace's pupils to tighten, realizing something. 1 year and 3 months after my father's death, the child who inherited the most evil bloodline in the world was born, and that is you. Sengoku looked down, his pupils trembling, and Ace's breathing became rapid, and he said calmly, "Your father is the Pirate King Gold Roger. In this world, few people know Roger's real name, and they all call him Gold Roger." So when the name, through the amplified telephone bug and the image telephone bug, spread all over the world, the 100,000 elites in the square below, and the people from all over the world watching this live broadcast, all had their eyes and mouths widened, looking dumbfounded. The whole world seemed to have fallen into silence. Even the big shots looked shocked and looked at Ace on the screen in disbelief. The Pirate King actually has blood. The son of the Pirate King actually became the captain of the 2nd Division of the Whitebeard Pirates. No. Incredible. No wonder Marine will dispatch this strongest lineup. It turns out that it is not only to deal with the Whitebeard Pirates, but also to eliminate the most evil bloodline in the world, as well as the disbanded Roger Pirates. Will someone from the Orson Jackson show up? The Pirate King's deputy, Silver Rayleigh, and the third in command, Jabba, will they appear? While the world was discussing this, Sengoku also slowly recounted the information investigated by the CP organization and Marine. 3 years ago, you used your mother's surname as the captain of the Spade Pirates, and with super strength and speed, when the sea rose rapidly, we had already noticed that Roger's bloodline had not been cut off. Quote, "But by the time we found out, you had already been protected by the strongest man in the world. This discovery makes us panic, because we can't imagine how quickly you will grow up under the protection and training of Whitebeard, and whether you will become the next generation of Pirate King with the support of the world's strongest pirate group. Fortunately, evil will not be able to defeat justice in the end. Your arrest and the decapitation of your head today are of great significance to the world. Even if doing so will lead to an all-out war with the Whitebeard Pirates, we will not hesitate." Sengoku shouted the last few amazing words loudly. The morale of the entire audience immediately received a huge boost. The Marines who were originally wondering why the headquarters summoned all the elites, and why they were so sure that the Whitebeard Pirates would really come out for the captain of the 2nd Division, all found reasons and goals to fight. They are not executing one of the top leaders of the 4 Emperors pirate group, but are wiping out the most evil bloodline in the world. This is a response to the Pirate King who sided with Marine 22 years ago. They must win this battle. Coming. Just as the Marine soldiers were shouting, the eyes of the powerful Grandmaster Observation Haki flashed red. Wood Clone, who possesses the sensing technique, has sensed an astonishing amount of body energy in the sea, as well as the Haki energy that has been determined to be sensed. As a large number of bubbles appeared on the surface of Crescent Bay, the seawater surged, and 3 coated sailboats emerged like leaping fish. The Whitebeard Pirates, recognized as the strongest pirate group in the world and representing the #1 pirate group, make their grand debut. After the Whitebeard Pirates, Moby Dick led 2 sub-ships onto the stage. A large number of black shadows also appeared on the sea far behind. These black shadows are all pirate ships of different sizes, models and flags. They are the 43 affiliated pirate groups under the Whitebeard Pirate Group. I actually used coding to break in. Looking at the Moby Dick that appeared in Crescent Bay, Sengoku gritted his teeth and said, "As the reason for disappearing these days just to coat the ship." Under the attention of the world, the remaining 14 captains of the Whitebeard Pirates appeared on both sides of the bow of the Moby Dick. Looking at such a lineup, the 100,000 elites were like a silent world, subconsciously holding their breath, not even daring to take a breath. In such a huge square, you can actually hear a pin drop. So much so that the sound of the knife's handle hitting the ground came from Moby Dick, ringing in the ears of everyone in the square and the whole world. Immediately, a tall figure of 6 meters tall, but not a giant, but an upgraded human, appeared on the bow of the Moby Dick, catching the eyes of all Marines in the world. This man is one of the 4 legendary pirates of the past era. Before Roger became the Pirate King, he was already the strongest man in the world. He has occupied the strongest throne for decades, and he is the uncrowned king of the great pirate era, Whitebeard, Edward Newgate. Quote. Looking at the Whitebeard, who was not a bounty man, but a real man who could move, the Marines closest to Crescent Bay all swallowed involuntarily and their bodies trembled uncontrollably. If Whitebeard had looked, I believe many of them would have fainted on the spot. Just like what a pirate in New World said, with a bounty of over 100 million, he couldn't even look at Whitebeard. Even a strong man who has experienced hundreds of battles is just a good trash fish in front of the super strong man at the top of the sea. We haven't seen each other for decades, Sengoku. Looking at the ugly Sengoku on the execution platform, Whitebeard let out a unique laugh. Is my beloved son okay? You have worked hard to take care of me during this time. After finishing speaking, Whitebeard's gaze shifted to Ace, whose eyes were wide open with shock and guilt on his face, and he said with a kind smile, Ace, wait a moment, Lousy will take you home right away. Putting Kong Yunchi, one of the 12 skills of the Supreme Sharp Sword, on the floor, Whitebeard made fists with his hands and crossed them on his chest. There was a buzzing sound, and transparent white light waves appeared on Whitebeard's fists. Boom, crack. As Whitebeard punched the side, the atmosphere on both sides immediately shattered, making the space like a floor-to-ceiling mirror with a large number of large or small cracks. The horrific earthquake immediately affected the entire Marineford Island and the surrounding sea. Under this violent vibration, the waves in Crescent Bay and the sea around Marineford Island instantly rose, each wave higher than the last. Especially the seawater in Crescent Bay, the height of the water surface is even higher than the top of the wall where Shichibukai is located. However, the surging sea water did not hit the square, but quickly calmed down. After a while, the sea returned to calm. The fragmentation of the atmosphere and the surging sea just now were like hallucinations. But the next second, the 100,000 elites in the square, as well as the people watching the live broadcast, were all stunned. On the left and right sides of Marineford Island, there suddenly appeared a side that was taller than the headquarters building. Once it hits, a huge tsunami will definitely be able to submerge half of Marineford Island. Hey, this is too exaggerated. Looking at the two tsunamis, Doflamingo couldn't help but sigh. Is this the strongest power in Paramesha and the strongest in the world? If you can't fly, these two tsunamis are enough to make people feel desperate. If there was no admiral in naval headquarters, Whitebeard's greeting would probably cause serious damage to Marine. Unfortunately, luck was not on Whitebeard's side. Whoosh! On the 3 seats under the execution platform, Aokiji's figure suddenly disappeared. Ice Age. A figure appeared in the air, and Aokiji shot out a long ice spike from his hands. Compared with the size of the tsunami that covered the sky, the ice spike was as inconspicuous as a toothpick dropped into the lake. However, just such an inconspicuous ice spike caused the tsunami on both sides to turn into white icebergs at an extremely fast speed. In just a few seconds, Aokiji froze the tsunami, and then shot 2 ice spears towards Whitebeard below. Whoa! Another vibrating sound brought up white light waves, and Whitebeard punched Aokiji through the air. The atmosphere and ice spears, as well as Aokiji himself, shattered instantly. Whitebeard's punch contained Haki's power, but it did not hurt Aokiji at all. CEAG. This is elementalization in advance. It can be partially elementalized through observation Haki to predict attacks, and directly ignore the enemy's Haki attack. Only by using high-level Haki, that is, externally spreading, can the Logia ability users be unable to elementalize in advance and attack their entities by spreading throughout the body. Of course, the same goes for Conqueror's Haki's distance attack. Only by mastering high-level Haki can the powerful top-level Logia feel a huge threat. Like an ordinary Haki, it is just an entity that is qualified to meet the top Logia. Aokiji turned into ice and fell into the Sea of Crescent Bay. Soon, the Sea of Crescent Bay, as well as the sea from which the 43 affiliated pirate groups were rushing, turned into a white ice field. Boom, boom, boom. Aokiji's behavior is like a signal. As the sound of cannons sounded, 100,000 elites and various admiral leaders jumped down from the square with various cold and hot weapons in hand, and attacked the Moby Dick. The captains of each major division also led more than 1,000 sailors, jumped off the Moby Dick and the other 2 sub-ships, and rushed towards the square. Behind them, there were tens of thousands of dark figures, running quickly or sailing boats to break the ice. A summit war involving hundreds of thousands of people and countless strong people, whether justice wins or evil wins, will usher in a new era, breaks out. Just when Wood Clone was about to watch the show and wait for the 43 affiliated pirate groups to arrive at Crescent Bay and start hunting secretly, he suddenly raised his eyebrows. I saw the Empress next to me suddenly jumping down from the wall of the fortress and being the first to join the battle. This behavior not only surprised Wood Clone, but also shocked Doflamingo and others. This woman actually joined the war immediately. What deal did the world government make with her? Or did it threaten her? How could she work so hard? But the next second, Doflamingo and others gave up the idea. Hancock jumped down and swept away without distinguishing between friend and foe. Regardless of whether they were pirates or marines, everyone who stood in front of her was petrified and shattered by Hancock's kick. Even if the petrification was lifted, the body would be full of cracks, basically equal to death or disability. This is the horror of Paramecia's sweet fruit. Petrification is not only a permanent seal that cannot be removed even by the next sweet fruit user, but it is also an instant death ability. As long as it is kicked, it will be petrified and shattered. Seeing Hancock going on a killing spree, the doubts in his sleepy body and mind became even more intense. With how much Hancock dislikes and hates the world government, it is absolutely impossible for her to work so hard in this war. But the real body has clearly cut off the fate between Luffy and her. Luffy, who was not beaten away by Bartholomew Kuma, even if he has a chance to enter the Daughter's Island, without beating the Celestial Dragon's record, he will not be qualified to conquer Hancock. If Hancock is unable to be conquered, the most fortunate thing is to leave Daughter Island. It is absolutely impossible to want Hancock to do more things for him. Wood Clone is very sure that Hancock's move is definitely not for Luffy. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in the sleepy clone's eyes. Could it be that, in order to verify his idea, Wood Clone kept his eyes locked on Hancock? Soon, Hancock slowed down her offensive because no one around her dared to get close. The captains and generals issued orders one after another for their subordinates to bypass Hancock. Because Hancock is so scary. Not only because of her strength, but also because no matter how angry she is, as long as she sees her face, her anger will disappear in an instant, and she will be killed by Hancock willingly. This is another unsolvable ability of Paramecia Point Sweet Fruit. Unless they don't get close to women, or use severe pain to suppress their lust, or their mental skills reach their peak, no matter whether they are men, women, old or young, they will lose their minds in front of Hancock and become a licking dog with red eyes. It's like being hit by Perona's negative ghost, but even scarier than Perona's negative ghost. After all, Perona's negative ghost has to hit the target for it to be effective. As for Hancock, all he had to do was lift his hair. If he showed a smile or a pitiful expression, the effect would be even more fatal. In addition, the Amazon Lily Kingdom is a Haki powerhouse that is as famous as Wano-kuni, and even more famous than the isolated Wano-kuni. It has the most complete Haki system on the sea, and every 9 Snakes Empress is a one-color Haki owner. Therefore, every 9 Snakes Empress is one of the strongest female pirates of her era. Because of this, the original Hancock requested to enter Impel Down to meet one of the triggermen of the Summit War, and he was approved. Hancock's strength deserves their attention. As Hancock slowed down his offensive, the image of the phone bug, captured by her charm, reluctantly shifted his gaze. I saw Mihawk, who also shouldn't have taken action so quickly, also stood up and attracted the attention of the audience. All swordsmen around the world, whether they have mastered Zangong or Haki, are all looking at Mihawk on the screen at this moment, either with burning eyes or full of fighting intent. The greatest swordsman in the world, the strongest in one field. In this world, except for demon fruit power, people with incompetence basically practice either physical skills or sword skills, and few people practice other less popular weapons. Therefore, Mihawk, the title of the world's greatest swordsman, is full of gold in this sea. He is also the face of 7 warlords of the sea, the most powerful and honorable being. Crocodile and Gecko Moria, for example, were both losers to the pirate emperor, and Doflamingo was even more afraid of Kaido. Only Mihawk was tied with the two-handed Shanks in terms of swordsmanship, and Whitebeard commented that the duel between the two was like yesterday. Although Shanks lost an arm, he became the fourth Sea Emperor. But in Marine's opinion, his swordsmanship is no longer as good as Mihawk's. So when Mihawk pulled out the world's most powerful black sword, Knight, and swung a slash at Whitebeard that was higher than Moby Dick from a long distance away, many people on the battlefield stopped and thought to see how it turns out. The results were both unexpected and expected. Whitebeard ignored the world's #1 slash at all, and a tall figure rushed out. Using an indestructible defense, he received the world's #1 slash head-on, then threw it into the sky and turned into a flower. Cyan fireworks bloomed. The person who blocked this slash was none other than one of the top leaders of the Whitebeard pirates, Captain Diamond Josie of the 3rd Division. Seeing that he failed to force Whitebeard to take action, Mihawk did not increase his intensity and continue to attack. Instead, he lightly jumped down and began to perform the duties of Shichibukai. There are only 3 people left on the wall: Wood Clone, Doflamingo, and Bartholomew Kuma. At this time, Kizaru, who likes fishing, also stood up on his own initiative and disappeared into dazzling golden light. When it reappeared, it was already high in the sky in front of Moby Dick. With both hands pinching a sissy orchid finger, Kizaru released a large amount of golden light rain towards Whitebeard, 8-foot Magatama. The light rain poured down like a barrage. Faced with Admiral's attack, Whitebeard still did not take action. I saw Margot, the only captain of the 1st Division still on the ship, turning into a phoenix and rising into the sky. His huge flame wings blocked the barrage, and kicked Kizaru, who was fishing in troubled waters. Fall on the battlefield. As soon as the war broke out, 2 Marine admirals and 2 Shichibukai joined the battle. As tens of thousands of pirates from the ice field behind arrived one after another, the melee of hundreds of thousands of people intensified. Rains of bullets and collisions of cold weapons appeared in various places in Crescent Bay. There is blood splattering every second, either injured or dead. Several image phone bugs scattered in every corner kept moving their eyes to capture exciting battles and put them on several screens. After a while, another dominating scene appeared on the battlefield, as Hancock, Mihawk, and 2 Marine admirals took action, attracting the attention of the whole place and the world. A figure as huge as a mountain came from the ice field behind. Its size was even more astonishing than the giants in the giant army. This giant is the captain of the Oz Pirates, one of the 43 affiliated pirate groups, the descendant of the demon Oz, and the one with a bounty of 550 million Baileys, Oz Jr. Little Oz, who was visually estimated to be nearly 40 meters tall, just entered the scene and opened a road in Crescent Bay. Wherever he passed, those marine elites and giants were no match for Little Oz. As long as he is allowed to step onto the square, the execution platform will be within easy reach for Little Oz. But the premise is that he needs to pass through the first line of defense composed of 7 warlords of the sea. Looking at Little Oz in front of him and Bartholomew Kuma holding a Bible, he finally started. He slowly took off his gloves, revealing his palms with fleshy pads, and then used his fruit power to compress the atmosphere to form a huge transparent white bear paw. Immediately, the size of the bear's paw light wave slowly shrank, and finally became the size of a palm. Bartholomew Kuma gently pushed the light wave out of the bear paw, and accurately penetrated the body of Little Oz, who only saw ace in his eyes, like a big target. Swish! In an instant, a dazzling white light burst out from Little Oz's body, setting off an astonishing wave of air, like a hurricane, lifting all the surrounding marines and pirates away. At this moment, Wood Clone spotted a petite figure. When no one was paying attention, he quickly ran past Hancock and reached out to catch the handcuff key that Salome spit out. Seeing this scene, Wood Clone's suspicion was immediately confirmed. Hancock accepted the forced summons and was the first to take action so proactively. Sure enough, it was because of Rayleigh and Shachi. Only these 2 benefactors can invite Hancock. That petite figure, if nothing else, should be Shachi's. Apparently, Rayleigh was also involved. So, where will Luffy be? When Wood Clone was thinking this, he suddenly clapped his hands and his whole body exuded blue aura, attracting Doflamingo's attention again. What on earth is this energy? Not Haki, could it be the photosynthetic energy of Logia Sensen fruit? Or is it that he has developed new abilities that none of the previous generations of Sensen fruit users have been able to achieve? After accumulating strength, Wood Clone directly opened his hands and shot out a hail of wooden thorns at Little Oz, who was already lying on the ground and dying. The sharp wooden thorns quickly pricked part of Little Oz's body into a hedgehog. The next second, the extremely cruel scene immediately caught the eyes of the entire audience and the world. Puff, puff, puff. I saw huge wooden thorns branching out from Little Oz's body. They instantly took away Little Oz's life and turned him into a monster covered with wooden thorns. His death was extremely miserable. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.